The Guildmaster's quarters. Is this the Thieves Guild? Oh, I think we probably just... Yeah, I think I remember this. Dariloth's house. Yeah. So we at the end of the stream last time, we finished the Thieves Guild questline. So we visited the guild quarters so we could see what it's all about.
Ah, yes. A guild brother in search of a fence?
So I don't think there's anything we need to do here. I think we just exited. We ended here because we had wrapped up at that time. Oh, in fact, I have some things to sell though. All right, so I guess I'll sell some things. Got gold braid a little while ago. Yeah, you can see these kinds of things are relics from the quests we finished. Yeah, I got that from the Umbacano questline. See with the hood off? Yeah, we'll get to the hood off view as well, actually, because the hood off view is especially spectacular. So if anybody wants the mask off, then you get the hair, which is its own experience. Look at that glossy sheen. We just say that comes from, we'll just say that's from months of like not washing his hair, so it's all greasy. And one thing I really appreciate with the side profile is that you really get to see how like there's this like shape that this concave shape that his face makes. My headcanon is that he got like beamed in the face with a softball as like an infant. He's got the moon face. I'm thinking he got fucking clobbered in the face with a softball as like an infant child, and his parents either didn't see it happen or they like brushed it off like, nah, he's fine, and it like caved in his skull slightly, not enough to like, you know, cause permanent, well, maybe a little bit of permanent brain damage, but nothing that was like debilitating, but it like altered the shape of his skull. So now as he became a grown man, his face like grew around this dent that is in the side of his face, in the front of his face. Maybe he's born with it, maybe it's Maybelline. We can only hope, buddy. We can only hope. So yeah, that is our hero. What's up, Elgaso? It's a jarring thing. Yeah, Elgaso has watched us play through Oblivion for many streams, and still, you never are like really ready for being smacked in the face with this handsome lad. This handsome lad. This is absolutely beautiful. What kind of character? So I can show you. It's mostly spellcasting. Mostly spellcasting. We did throw in blades, we did throw in light armor, but otherwise spellcaster all the way. We do have some, you know, some swords. We have a bow in the off chance that we have a quest that requires a bow. I never use the bow, but we have them in case it's necessary. When he was being born, that's right, she squeezed too hard, and things became altered as a result, Elgaso. We'll just say that. We'll between that and the softball in the face thing, that we've got the explanation of how this came to pass.
Good deeds and moral fiber. Ah,
good deeds and moral fiber. So we're gonna sell some stuff, because apparently I have a bunch of things to sell. I was probably going thievening crazy at one point. We're keeping that one, obviously. I need to repair those. We're just gonna sell a bunch of shit. Yeah, we got the gray cowl. So that was, of course, our reward for completing the Thieves Guild questline, which we did last time. It was a pretty good one. It was really enjoyable. The Thieves Guild and the Dark Brotherhood were both enjoyable for similar, but I would say like different reasons. They both had aspects of them that I appreciated a lot. So I'm glad to have played through them. It's nice to have them done, but they were like an enjoyable journey all the way through.
Why must I be?
So go ahead and pilfer a bunch of, or not, that's not the right word, but offload a bunch of these puppies we'd stolen at one point. Daedrith teeth. Oh right, I stole them. I remember now. I think we stole those from the palace. I'm pretty sure the palace underdwellings as part of the Thieves Guild. Excited to watch. Well, I appreciate you being here, Piaz. I appreciate your enthusiasm, and I appreciate people watching in. Like I said, my mom stopped by a little bit earlier, and shout outs to my mom, because like I said, she had some health stuff going on there for a bit, but last week she rung the bell, and I hadn't really talked about it on stream before, but she had this would have been back in June. She was diagnosed with breast cancer, It was stage 1. They caught it real early from a routine mammogram, but still, it was, you know, it's a little bit scary, right? It's like, you know, I talked to family members. It's like, well, my mom's got cancer. That's kind of fucked up, but no, she rung the bell, completed her treatments. She did radiation, and she's all clear. Gave her the all clear, and she's in good shape. So that's, you know, and when it comes to Thanksgiving and on the subject of being thankful, that's a pretty good one. That's a good one to be thankful for. So we're glad she's in good health. And we'll all get to hang out on Thursday, which will be a nice time. So, some good shit right there. We need more of that good shit. Happy to hear it. She just got oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Piazza. Just got diagnosed. Well, I wish your mom the best good fortunes that my mom received, because when it really comes down to, honestly, is like big major shout outs to the doctor's office that caught the tumor that they'd found in just a routine mammogram. It's not like she had found something herself. She had no symptoms, and she had done self-inspections and never felt anything. So what they found was super early. So it's like, if there was ever a good example or a good reason, then a good use case, I suppose, for why routine mammograms are good, are a good thing to follow up on. That's a pretty big one. So we're very grateful they caught it so soon. I told her, it's like, you know, she needs to get me the phone number of the doctor that caught it so I can like buy him a beer or something like that. It's like, dude, we owe you, man. So that's I've always heard that mammograms are a pain in the ass. Well, not pain in the ass, pain in other parts of the body. They're uncomfortable, you know, they squeeze and they twist and they're not fun, as I've heard at least, but they are a very worthwhile thing to do. So it was I was never particularly worried about it, because like I said, they caught it so early. I wasn't super worried, but still, it's in the back of your mind at all times. It's like, well, that's a thing, but we're glad that it's over.
Forget.
Yeah, they are like, yeah, exactly. Preventative care, man. Preventative care is very important. It's good stuff all around. So, and I've got an annual physical coming up next Wednesday, and I'll have my blood draw on Monday. I was talking about my own health stuff. Had that CT scan last week. I think I'll probably hear results back this week on that, but I don't expect anything. So, yeah, it's always good to be responsible about your health, and for yourself and for your family, obviously. So, good stuff. Let's go ahead and warp over. Oh, what am I doing? That's wooden door. Hello? Where am I? I go to the basement. Do I not just go outside? The door doesn't work. Could you help me with this door, lady? Okay, maybe I go in the basement first. Maybe, like, we exit out in another way. How old am I? I am 33. I am 33 years young. So I am I'm not young. I'm not as young as I used to be, obviously. But you know, once you get into your mid-30s, things, you know, the other things start to come up. I think okay, we go out this way. I think in my 40s, I'll need to start having what are they called? Colonoscopies, which I've heard are not fun, obviously. So, you know, as you get older, you acquire wisdom, but your body requires more upkeep. So, I wonder where that door exits to, by the way. It's like there was that door. Oh, it's this one. Okay, that explains it. Yeah, after I turn 20, yeah, your late 20s, early 30s, that's when you start to notice things. I mean, full disclosure, I mentioned I had that CT scan. Alex, why'd you have a CT scan? That's not a normal thing. So I've talked about this before on stream. So one of my testicles had swollen, had like started swelling up a couple weeks ago, about a month ago, and it like was kind of freaky. I was like, whoa, that's kind of weird. They always say that if you feel growths or swelling that are unexpected, you should get it looked at, just because it's probably not the scary thing. There's a lot of other things it could be, but it's still worth checking out. The swelling was intermittent though. Sometimes it would swell up, sometimes it would go down. Well, anyway, at first, talked to the doctor, he felt a few things, and he was like, it's nothing scary. Worst case is it's probably epididymitis. Fairly common thing, that an infection that can happen. It's a little vessel above the testicles that can sometimes get infected, and it swells up and cause other things to swell. So anyway, put me on antibiotics. That helped, but they never fully went away, the symptoms. So I saw a urologist, and he pointed out that it's more likely to be like a chronic epididymitis, as well as a mild chronic prostatitis, I think is what it's called. So as a result, it's just a long-term thing I gotta deal with. Just minor inconvenience, honestly. No pain, just sometimes things swell up a little bit, but just something to keep an eye on. He did recommend I still get a CT scan just to make sure there's no surprises, but yeah, it's like that was a good example of something where, you know, you do a self-exam, you go like, oh, that's a little bit weird. Let me get it looked at just to be safe, but yeah, it was like, yeah, they're like that first night when I felt the swelling was like, oh, that's a little scary, but yeah, I like going to the doctors and getting their opinions on it. It's kind of silly, but between my primary care doctor, an ultrasound that I had on my scrotum, and a urologist and a CT scan, I've had all kinds of fun things. Oh my goodness, what a great time for CD to raid when I'm talking about things that have happened. When I'm talking about all the times I've had medical people found on my testicles recently. So, if there was ever a time to talk about how important it is to do self-exams, it's when you have a wide audience. Thank you, CD, for your very generous raid. So, a number of things are happening on screen right now. I'm talking about, you know, seeing medical professionals and self-exams, and also we have this handsome man on the screen. So, a lot of jarring things happening. But anyway, long story short, like I said, I had that CT scan. I think things are gonna be fine. I'm not worried. I think we're gonna be just fine. CD, it's good to see you. We got lots of nice folks in here. Morthisel says, what is this face? What is this? Yes, scrotum talk. That's right, Benny. Yeah. So all right, I'll give the short version. I don't want to dawdle too long, but yeah. So this is November, and part of November. There's many things. I'm not a fan of No Nut November. We'll just say it is Normal Nut November. But it's also a men's health awareness month, mental and physical. And any gentlemen or otherwise testicle owners in the chat, always want to make sure you do self-exams every so often. I do as well. And about a month ago, I did find some swelling, which was like a little scary. But I went to the doctor, and he was like, it's nothing. It's not the scary thing. You're fine. It might be a mild infection. So it put me on some antibiotics for what we thought was epididymitis. Turns out it's actually basically I had sustained some kind of injury earlier in life. I don't know how, but maybe from lifting something heavy with not ideal, not like an ideal, what's the word? Stature or etiquette. So anyway, he said at some point in life you might have put some like undue pressure on that part of your body, and you might now just have like just a chronic epididymitis. It just causes intermittent swelling. It's nothing bad, but like had the ultrasound on the scrotum, had a CT scan, had obviously a regular physician, saw a urologist. So I've had a lot of people very interested in my testicles. But I think we're gonna be fine. Like I said, we'll wait for the CT scan to come in, but I'm not worried. The worst the CT scan would show is if I had like kidney stones, but I don't think that I do. So fellas and like I said, testicle owners, otherwise, make sure you do the self-exams. Ladies, and fellas, do the self-exams on the breasticles, because breast stuff can be scary too. My mom was in my chat a little bit earlier, and I went ahead and shared it, and she shared it as well, that my mom had breast cancer, but she rung the bell just last week, completed her treatments, and we're looking juicy. We're looking good. So it was stage 1. They caught it real early from a routine mammogram. So that's why these routine mammograms are important, and why it is why you want to follow up on those things. So anyway, I don't want to be preachy, but when it comes to personal health and self-exams for ladies and fellas, and for all of us, honestly, it's why these things are important. So some good stuff. Anyway, enough about me and plenty enough about my testicles. CD, I want to hear how your stream went. Here's the thing about CD. She is a normal streamer who does not spend literally minutes on end talking about testicles and other unsavory things. She's a normal, wholesome streamer. Here, I'm actually gonna save because I want to alt tab so I can get back to the main menu to my other monitor. But when I alt tabbed, I lost my cursor, so I want to get my cursor back, please and thank you. Seeing medical professionals for a serious condition, wink wink nudge nudge. I was watching, I think it was Vine Sauce, and he was playing, it was like Dragon Quest Builders 2, I think. And there was one of the NPCs he was talking to, and the NPC was like, well, I'm the town nurse, but for some reason there's like this long line of like old men that want to see me. And she was like a young woman. She was like, there's this long line of old men that want to see me, and I don't know why. And somebody in the chat just typed in all caps, cock injured. So that's what I think of Elgas. So it's like, yes, I've got an intimate injury. Good Lord. Let's do a quick shout out for our friend CD. Unless somebody else beat me to it, but if they did, I'm gonna shout out CD again because she is worth it. Thank you to CD for that very generous raid, by the way. Very much appreciated. Yeah, we're talking about my. That's right. That's right. Gecko points out melanoma. That's a big one. Yeah, melanoma is a big one because it can manifest in like unexpected ways, unexpected places. So yeah, if you see like a spot that looks a little questionable, even if it's not scary looking, it could still be worth mentioning to your doctor or what's it called? What's the skin doctor called? I can't remember what it's called, but like a specialist that deals with skin. Skinologist, dermatologist. Thank you, Corky. Yeah, that makes sense. Dermatologist, skinologist. That's not a word, Alex. But no, you're right, Gecko. That's a big one for sure. Torso spots or the extremities. Yeah. You did find a spot, Gecko. I'm glad you caught it early. Yeah. That stuff's scary. That stuff is very scary, and it's easy for it to go unnoticed at times. So it can be hard to like cover all the bases. Obviously, check yourself before you. That's right, CD. That's right. April. That's right, April Lama. I saw somebody pinned that one. I saw that pin. Somebody pinned that one earlier. TikTok with the word vagina in it. Excellent, CD. I'm proud of you, my friend. A guy looked at my testicles, his wife popped in and said, that wasn't a doctor. I mean, he said that, yeah, it's a guy looked at my testicles, just a guy. Sometimes you just want an audience. If that's wrong, I don't want to be right. So I see CD was doing some ESO. I was lurking in your channel yesterday when you were doing some ESO. Doing some Elder Scrolls Online. And you were doing like, it was interesting, you were doing a bunch of stuff with the aliens. It's like you went back in time, and I've been playing Oblivion, and it's like, oh, we learn about the aliens in this game, the predecessors of Cyrodiil. It's like, I know about that, I know what that is, I'm so smart now. So it was cool seeing that in your game, CD, and being like, oh yes, this is familiar to me, because up until fairly recently I've only played Morrowind. This is my first Oblivion playthrough, so I have a lot to learn, obviously, but yeah, I've been very much enjoying it. It's called a skin. Thank you, Agasso. Yes, it's a skinologist. Correct. Not usually a Monday ESO person. Hell yes. Hell yes. Yeah, always down for the Elder Scrolls times. Yeah, I still have quite a lot left in Oblivion. We were saying earlier we beat the main quest and the Dark Brotherhood quest line, and last time we beat the Thieves Guild quest line. So we've knocked out a lot of things, but still got a lot left to go. Mom said, point it out to your doctor. Yeah, I'm glad you got it looked at, Gecko. Yeah. So it sounds like I should buy your mom a beer as well. It's like I need to buy a beer to the mammogram specialist that found my mom's tumor, and we got to get Gecko's mom a beer as well. All these people that are looking out for us, man. From when she was, dude, that was fantastic, Elgaso. Holy shit. Yeah, when I saw her the next day, when I walked in, she was like, I can't fucking believe I walked in at that right time. She thought it was the funniest shit, and she was right. It was the funniest shit. Yeah. Elgaso, by bringing it up again, were you hoping to summon her? Because I think she has probably gone to bed by now, but I like where your head's at. Takes place in the Second Era. So yeah, I guess that's it then. Maybe you didn't go back in time. Maybe that's just how it is. Maybe you just see the aliens walking around. I feel like I'm saying aliens. Aliens. Dermatologist every... Okay, that's good. Yeah, that's good, Gek. You've done the follow-ups. Yeah. No, Gracie sees a dermatologist. She hasn't had any problems or anything, but she did have a family member die in her early 60s. No, would have been her 50s. To melanoma. So yeah, it's something that she takes very seriously, as you should. Wanted to brag about it, as you should, Elgaso. It is worth it. Move back closer to home, so mom. That's right, Gecko. That's right. Yeah, that's what moms are good. That's one of the many things moms are great at, is watching out for us and making sure we're staying healthy, and taking care of ourselves. Because here's what happens: if you don't stay healthy and you don't take care of yourself, I can tell you, based on first-hand experience, you'll end up like this. Don't let this happen to you, okay? This is what it looks like. This is the face of poor health. Actually, our guy's all right. He's what level is this guy? He just turned dirty 30. 30, what is it? 30, flirty, and thriving. So he's doing all right. He's okay health-wise. He's more of a stamina lad than he is a health man, but he does okay. He's the bulbous boy, that's right. Do we have a clip of it? I don't know. I don't know if we have a clip. The problem with it, with the clip, is like, obviously it's just the chat activity. So, but you would, if nothing else, the clip would have my reaction of reading her message seconds after Elgaso's message comes in hot. Ultimate, that's right. Yeah, this is the ultimate Chad face, Fabled. Maybe we should Photoshop this guy's face to or over the Chad body. What's up, Resident Evil? Good to see you, buddy. The face of ultimate manhood, yes. Well, maybe that's why he wears the hood, because it's the ultimate manhood. It's the Johnny, yeah, Benny, yeah, the Johnny Bravo. Dude, I was just talking about, like, the Cartoon Network, cartoons not too long ago. Let's swap over to Skin God, by the way. I gotta drop some things off, but I was just talking about the old school cartoons because my dog's name is Dexter. And for a lot of younger folks, you know, the younger kids, the normies out there, when they think Dexter, they think the serial killer. From the TV show, the titular Dexter from the TV show. And of course my dog is a Maltese, so he's a real killer. He's like 6 pounds when sopping wet, so he's not particularly convincing. Need 20 more samples. He's in Skin Garage, right? But anyway, that's what some people think of. They think of the serial killer Dexter, but I think of Dexter's Laboratory, as I was raised in those early times. Do we not have a map entry for this person? It is Skin Garage, right? Let's check the map. Let's check the quest log, see if it says the name of the place he's in. His name is Cindurian. Maybe he's in the Mages Guild. Yeah, let's see if we can find this person. Or maybe he has a abode. I think he's like in a basement somewhere, though, isn't it? That's what peak performance looks right. That's right. You may not like it. And then I look at this face and I go, you're right. I don't like it. You're correct. I may not like it indeed. Cindurian. Yeah, I feel like he's in someone's basement. I don't think it was the chapel. Maybe Mage's Guild. Unless there's like an alchem... Oh, I bet it's this one. Oh, things alchemical. I bet that's it. Gonna be this way. Because yeah, we've got a bunch of Nern roots. I've been wanting to turn it in for a while. It's been burning a hole in my pocket for a minute, so might as well take care of business. And the bomber friend, Quirky, I did see that. You're right. The bomber friend switched over because yeah, Quirky theorized that maybe Blue Bomber was blue balling us. Maybe Blue Bomber was the culprit all along. He's such a cute and non-assuming little friend, but maybe it's the cute, non-assuming ones we should all be afraid of. Maybe he's the one, the mastermind behind all this. So, friend, get his little arm up, perfect. So I realize that it's a little bit cut off. And we need the friend visible, man. What are you doing with your life if you can't see the bomber friend? Was a rough time, yeah. I want to say it was about a year ago. I could be wrong. The way that time passes and the passage of events and whatnot. It's hard to say, but I want to say it was about a year ago when that kind of whole fiasco was going down. But I think we've more or less improved since then, because I feel like I don't hear about the hit rate thing as much. So I take that as a sign that it's probably not as much of a problem as it was. And of course, there are people. There's bots now like Seribot and other automated services that do help. You know, it's hard. It's like cat and mouse, right? It's a game of cat and mouse, where you see a security hole, or a thing that can be exploited, or other people rather, you know, unsavory types see an exploitable thing, they exploit it, bad things happen, and then the powers that be plug that hole so that, you know, the security problem can no longer be an issue. So then they find something else, they find some other problem or some other thing that can be exploited, and that hole is now open, so they plug that hole and then something else happens. So it's like it's a constant game of try to prevent the issues before they can, you know, cause more messes than you'd like. The Westfield Inn, Piazza. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. Basement of the Westfield Inn. Yeah, I was thinking it'd be the alchemist place. It was up. Yeah, all things alchemical. The Westfield Inn. Thank you to Piazza. That's very helpful. Yeah, Piazza could tell I was like, where is this guy? Because I'm actually surprised that the quest marker does not exist for this. So now it's like Morrowind times, having to remember where people are, or having to ask around. Westfield Inn. Okay, so we're looking right at it. Yeah, Piazza, it's very helpful. What's up, Aquaberry Sweater? I like your screen name. Hope you're doing well, my friend. We're playing some Oblivion. We just had a bit of a crash of the game, and unfortunately when the game crashed, it crashed in such a way where it brought down Windows with it. So we had to restart my computer twice because it didn't relaunch properly. It was a bit of a mess, but we're back. How are you? How aren't I?
It's my pleasure.
I think we've already, yeah, we had a quest with this lad not too long ago. He is in his cellar, but it is locked. It is, what time is it right now? It is 5, oh, it's 5 a.m. That might have something to do with it. People are sleeping. Let's go for like 2 hours, maybe 3 hours actually. Want people to be awakening. It is 4 a.m. Aquaberry.
You violated the law.
What?
Pay the court a fine or serve.
What did I do? I'm gonna resist arrest. Fuck you. Did I? Oh, maybe I trespassed. It says, what was it, 5 gold? I must have inadvertently trespassed.
It's all over, lawbreaker.
Huh. Well, the problem, though, of course, I did a manual save a little bit earlier, just a little bit earlier, like minutes before. Wonder what I did wrong. How did I acquire a 5 bounty just now? The problem is I've stolen things in my inventory I would rather not part with. Do I have a bounty right now? I'll feel silly if I do and like had no idea. Bounty of 0. It must have been, yeah, it must have been a moment when I had trespassed. Or maybe like trying to open the door was trespassing. Because I didn't attempt to lockpick it, I just saw it was locked. I'm guessing the Westfield Inn was closed. But then why'd they let me in? If it's closed, you would think it would be locked from the outside. Yeah, and it doesn't show as having a little red icon. Well, for whatever reason, they're very unhappy with me. So I'll make things easier for them and just wait outside. Oblivion moment, Aquaberry. Aquaberry knows all too much how this shit goes. Yeah, that my computer crashed without a license. Westfield Inn. All right, are we Gucci? Are we good, buddy? Fucking 5 bounty moment, dude. Goddamn. I like how the guy like charged from all the way across the room. Ridiculous. See, there's Magler. I think we did a quest with him. Oh, I remember this lady.
How do you do?
Yeah, this lady. Yeah, so the God Hater. She's the embodiment of our atheism. Gonna get it for loitering. Yeah, loitering because I stood in one place for 4 seconds. By the way, Aquaberry says it is 4 a.m. for you, by the way. That is either a late night or an early morning. We're glad to have you here, although if you need to hop off, Aquaberry, if you got stuff you got to do, or if you need to get some rest, I won't be offended, but we're happy to have you, my friend. What's up, Mr. Jet? Yeah, it's a very subtle name, isn't it, Aquaberry? Yeah.
More luck finding Nernroot?
Yeah, so subtle.
Here's a weak elixir of exploration. Not bad, eh? If you want more, you can buy them from me. I've discounted them for you, of course.
For me, specifically. Okay, so I got lots of the goods.
Any more luck finding Nernroot?
So late nights is Aquaberry. Well, I appreciate you being here, but like I said, if you got to get some rest, I totally get it, because staying up super late can be frustrating.
You found 20 more samples of Nernroot. Well done. I think if I'm to create a strong version of the elixir, I'm going to need an even greater number of Nernroot samples than before. 30 should do it this time. Yes, that would be perfect. Oh, and as usual, I'll have the moderate elixir ready in 24 hours.
Can I go ahead and begin the order for the 30 more? Because I think I've got more than 30 left on my person right now. Kind of a night owl anyway, Aquaberry, yeah. I'm the same way. I'm definitely a night owl.
If you weren't interrupting me.
Okay, no, so we have no option. So we'll just wait then. I'm a night owl by nature, so I totally get it. But yeah, 4 a.m. though, that's up there. That is up there.
I'm so happy to see you. I could burst.
I could burst. He's gonna burst and nursed.
Fight well.
Fight well. No, it's one thing I've been thinking about not too long ago, because yeah, I love staying up late, and of course my streams sometimes go kind of late. Sometimes I go till 12:30, 1 a.m. Sometimes even like 2 a.m. on weeknights too. But I won't be able to. I'll be less incentivized to do like the super late night streams once Grace and I move in together, because when you're living solo, it's not so bad. You know, you can just you can roll with it. But yeah, when you're cohabitating, it's a little bit trickier. So I might have to change the schedule around slightly once I move in with Gracie. Once we're at her place. But yeah, for now I tend to also lean into the night owl kind of strat. I know, yeah, he was so excited. I could burst, he says. So let's go ahead and do some Mages Guild stuff. I believe we have this one. We're in Skingrad already, so we might as well. Janus Hasildor. And I'm pretty sure we've already met this count. I'm pretty sure he's the one that is secretly a vampire. And he's very private, so... Oh wait, it said the West Weald. Oh, that's the West Weald Inn. The West Weald. So I guess that means the castle... Yeah, it's just outside, so we just go out this way then. The bingo cards. Yes, we absolutely do. The command should work. Exclamation point bingo Oblivion should work. And if it doesn't, I might have to restart the bot account, but... Or the bot app. But the bot app should be on its best behavior. And it is. Excellent. So yeah, if anybody wants to acquire a bingo card, all you gotta do is copy and paste the URL and slap it in, or copy the URL and slap it into your browser of choice. And then once it's in the browser, hit enter, obviously. It's weird because if you just click the URL, it won't fully work because it has like hashtags in the URL. For some reason, when it comes to automatically detecting URLs, the hashtags kind of throw it off. But anyway, just copy and paste it, put it in the URL bar, hit enter, and then then you'll have your very own unique bingo card. If you don't like that bingo card, you can try a different one and hit the same URL again. It'll give you a different one each time. And yeah, and then we'll see. We'll see if by the end of the stream you get a bingo, then you'll get a free nut. When it comes to, again, I'm not a fan of no nut November. I'm more of a fan of normal amount of nut November. Normalcy nut November. Good to see you, Jet. Jet, how are you liking the new Pokemon game, by the way? I know Jet was streaming that the other day. Because I was watching Erlen. I was watching Erlen E for a little bit. Then I popped over in your channel. But then I had to go AFK because I had to take Dexter out. And then when I got back, I was back at Erlen's channel because you had raided her. I was like, I can't escape. I can't leave.
What's happening?
What's happening?
Syndicates of wizards have led a boycott of imperial goods in the land of the Altimer. It seems Somerset Isle has become a much more dangerous.
Like how they have the exact same voice.
Good day. How do you do?
Actually, I think you're the guy I need to talk to.
Yes, the Mages Guild, you say?
That's me.
Oh, the Count is quite aware of your presence here. He simply has no interest in granting you an audience at this time. Now that I've seen you myself, I can't say that I blame him.
Does he not like purple faces?
To change his mind on the subject. Return tomorrow. Perhaps he will see you then.
He's like, now that I've seen you, I can't say that I blame him for not wanting to see you. What's wrong with how I look? I know Galso and I have talked about how we have our headcanon for this guy is that we both imagine that he's like, not like always just openly weeping, like not just always crying, but always kind of like sniffling, like he's the hero of Cyrodiil and he's the hero of Kavachi. He's done all this great stuff, but he's always just a little sad and a little bit like, just a little whimpery. So I imagine he's like, I can't imagine why the Count wouldn't want to see you. And I'm like, I know, I'm sorry. Yeah, just a little sniveling, just a little bit.
Well met.
Game never yeah, exactly. Sometimes you get a shitty board, right? Sometimes that's the hand you're dealt. Well, he said come back tomorrow.
Has a day passed yet? No? Then, as I told you, I don't have any new information for you.
No new information? Well, fine. I'll talk to your BFF forever, Tortimus. Tortimus sexy time. See, Tortimus wants to talk to me.
I bought a good number of things at Colovian Traders.
Okay, anyway, now I'm bored. Let's go ahead and pass the time. He says, come back tomorrow. Bam, 24 hours. Watch me get arrested for a 5 bounty by loitering for 24 hours in this castle. Actually, if there was ever a time to be charged for loitering, it would be by standing overnight in one place inside of a royal castle. That ought to do it. But no, I walked into a hotel without a license or something and got accosted. Is it you?
You there. I have an update for you.
An update?
The Count has agreed to see you, but not here. He wishes to meet you south of the cursed mine outside of town.
So
At
fucked up.
2 a.m. It would be wise of you to be on time. Follow the road west out of Skingrad through the high pasture. The mine entrance is north of the road. The Count will meet you just outside it.
And of course, it's worth mentioning. It bears mentioning that this is not our first interaction with the Count. We would have interacted with him, I want to say 2 or 3 times already from other various side quests and main quests for that matter. I guess the game is treating this as if it was the first time we'd met him because, spoiler alert, the Count is actually a vampire, and that's why he doesn't really see people, and why he's extremely private and very choosy about who he interacts with. So it's because in this universe, if you're a vampire, you are a fucking monster, and people will murder you on sight or attempt to, and kind of for valid reason, because vampires like to eat blood and like murder people and kind of just generally do evil shit. So, you know, fair that they're not exactly known for being nice, but yeah, it stands to reason that if you're a vampire and you don't necessarily have ill intent, it's not a good look, as they say. Not good optics, as the kids would say. Does he count as vampire for bingo? You know what, Quirky? It absolutely does. If you have the, encounters a vampire bingo card, then I would say it absolutely counts, because he is absolutely a vampire. So long as we see him ourselves, and I think we're about to, then I would say it's Gucci. Also, as the kids would say. You can see I'm very hip, and I definitely know all the cool lingo. We're going just outside. Yo, John, I'm exhausted from doing nothing. I hope the blizzard situation is going alright. Woo! Because, talk about a situation that sounds exhausting. I feel like every time I see anything relating to the weather, like news-wise, they're always talking about, man, like how Buffalo got fucking 50, 60, 70 inches of snow, and it's like, in some areas it's real bad. So it sounds like it wasn't too bad for you specifically, Johnson, but still, every time I hear the updates, it's always like, oh, never good, never great. Excuse me. It's melting, so now there's flooding. Ah, God, yeah. That's another big one too. It's like there's always more problems. Oh, hold on. Am I like standing? Oh, I guess. So this is where we'll eventually be. Yeah, he said outside the pasture. But he said we were going to a mine. Maybe he said it's just like outside of... Oh, it's outside of the cursed mine. Okay. So he said be there at 2 a.m. or be square. And I ain't no square. So I'm going to say... It's noon right now. So if I go 12, that brings me to 12. And then 1. 56. I think that's what we want. Not sure about how to do the bingo. We'll try to call things out. Jaden, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Like Corky did. Like Corky was asking, like, well, what about this guy that we're meeting? Does it count as a vampire? That kind of stuff. So yeah, if you have any questions, that is perfectly acceptable. There's the lad. Oh, God. I wasn't expecting multiple friends. I mean, he is the Count of Skingrad, so maybe he needs backup, but... Uh-oh. That robe...
You creatures are all the same.
That robe makes me nervous.
Well, well. You're early, mage. I'm afraid I misled you. The Count won't be arriving. In fact,
They're necromancers.
he doesn't even
Those
know
robes
you're
are
here.
necromancer robes.
We're not about to let the guild interfere with our plans, for the Count or otherwise. So, you'll have to die. Don't worry. We'll put your body to good use, I assure you.
I was actually surprised by this. I wasn't expecting that at all. I figured that the Count was like wanting to meet us because he was just really private. Oh, we got some backup though. They're not doing hardly any damage to me, by the way. Because we're pretty high level. And I could be using spells, but I don't have as much to gain by using spells, so I'm just gonna use blades. But yeah, we've interacted with this guy like several times. Whoa. We've interacted with him several times, so I'm surprised that he turned out being evil, but only like much later.
You impossible fool.
Oh, this is the Count. Here he is.
I think I would suggest a meeting here, of all places.
So there's the vampire
Your
lad.
fallibility served some useful purpose. I knew about Mercator, but not his friends. Now none of them are a threat any longer.
Just got 1 HP out, so that's good. I'm glad it wasn't like horrible for you at least. Who's mom get about 4 to 5? Wow, 4 to 5 feet. Holy moly, that's ridiculous. Yeah, about 2 feet. That's a lot for sure. But 4 to 5 feet. Like I am 5'3", so I cannot fathom that much snow. That's just impossible. So, but yeah, but that's the thing. When so much of that when that much snow melts, and yeah, of course it's gonna cause problems. Gosh, what a mess. Yeah, Piazza's good. Yeah, good old New York State, where yeah, you have like wildly differing snowfall amounts. Pre-December snows, yeah, that's crazy. No, we got a decent bit of snow. Well, I didn't, but some parts not too far from me got a decent bit of snow 2 weeks ago. But like it melted by the afternoon because it just wasn't warm enough for it to really stick around. But yeah, like we actually got a pretty significant first snow a couple weeks ago, which is pretty rare for us because yeah, pre-December snow is usually not too bad. Is that why? Yes, because I'm so short. Yeah. So the backstory behind my screen name is that my nickname in high school was Hobbit, because this will shock you, but as an adolescent, or pretty much all my whole life, I've been into nerdy things, and I was into video games and Dungeons and Dragons and shit. Well, at the time I never played D&D, but I was into those things. And the friends that I gravitated towards were also into Dungeons and Dragons and Lord of the Rings. And in fact, the town in which I moved, for when I started 7th grade, the friends that I gravitated towards were big into playing Dungeons and Dragons, and the first Lord of the Rings movie had just come out, Fellowship of the Ring. So they took one look at me in there, because at the time I was, of course, clean shaven, kind of like now I have kind of shaggy hair, and they were like, he looks like a Hobbit, or looks like Frodo. For a little bit, some people would call me Frodo, but for the most part, people called me Hobbit. And no joke, to this day, here I'm 33 years old now, so here we are, 15 and actually in that case more like 20 years later, and there are still half a dozen people that don't call me Alex, that know me in real life, that don't call me Alex, but they primarily refer to me as Hobbit in person. Not only there's still a few holdouts. Most of them just call me Alex now. But yeah, so I turned that into my screen name. I just took it as a badge of honor. So yeah, you can call me Hobbit, you can call me Alex. I don't mind. But yeah, it's kind of a fun quirk. It's the lake effect. That's a good point too. Yeah, we have the river effect here in St. Louis because we're surrounded by 2 rivers. But the lake effect though, for Buffalo, that makes perfect sense. 7 feet of snow. I think that's the one I heard about. Yeah, 7 feet of snow. Good Christ, that's crazy. But it's not technically Buffalo. Yeah, I guess it's just the Buffalo area. Yes, Quirky says, oh, a quirk you say. Yes, I'll ask, who are you?
Count Janus Hasseldor at your service. A thank you might be in order at this point.
I mean, we killed all those dudes. He helped, but I killed all those dudes myself. Yeah. It's a good, well, thank you, Jade. No, I'm happy with it. And especially because, again, I'm a short dude. Like, whenever we do the Twitch St. Louis meetups, or whenever or just in general, like, you know, if I'm meeting someone for the first time, it's something I'm not shy about, because it's like, what's the point of trying to be, like, weird about it? The worst thing is when you see, like, a short dude who's got a chip on his shoulder about it, and they're like, I guess it's the Napoleon complex, right? They feel the need to try to overcompensate for their shortness. It's like, dude, life's too short to let that shit bother you, man. So it's just, I try not to let it get to me, and it honestly never does, so it's fine. To all of Erie County as Buffalo. Yeah, I think that's probably, maybe that's why I was getting my wires crossed, Johnson, because yeah, that explains what I was hearing. Closer to the city. I'm the short one in the family. The thing is, I'm built exactly like my dad. So I'm 5'3". My dad's probably 5'3", 5'4" as well. So, in fact, there have been a few instances, Jade, where I'm out to lunch with my dad, and I see like a friend of mine, or I see somebody I know, and I go like, "Hey, so and so, this is my dad, by the way." And they might not say it at the time, but they would say to me later, they were like, "I knew that was your dad, Alex." Of course, or at least someone related to you. It's no secret when you can see the resemblance. Time for sleepy times, Quirky. Thanks for hanging out, Quirky. I appreciate you, friend.
A necromancer when you see one.
Necromancers. Yep, that's what they were.
Mercator was involved in their cult, but was unwilling to move against him without knowing the identities of his allies.
It's interesting because, again, we'd worked with Mercator multiple times now from other side quests, so only on the third or fourth time did he reveal himself as being evil.
Despite what your council may think, I've not thrown in with the necromancers and would never do so. You may pass along that message.
As you can see, he is a vampire, but not all vampires are necessarily bloodthirsty. Well, literally bloodthirsty, but are not necessarily like murderous monsters. Some of them are able to like clamp down on the bloodlust, the blood hunger, and still lead sensible lives. Thank you for hanging out though, Quirky. I appreciate you, and as well as for joining in earlier when we were talking about, you know, the health stuff. I appreciate your contributions. 3 feet by the end of it, Jesus, that's just crazy, Johnson. Is my mom taller? She's a little bit, yeah, she's a little bit taller than me. Although, well, actually nowadays, you know how like when people get older, sometimes they like their spine hunches over a little bit. So I would say she's pretty samey to me by now. But yeah, I think for a little bit there, she was like maybe just a little bit taller than my dad. I think they're pretty similar, actually, similar height wise. 2 feet, still 2-3 feet. That's a lot, man. To me, 1 foot's a lot here in the Midwest because we don't get nearly that much. I was here for a book. Yes.
Is that so? Perhaps your council has not been entirely honest with you. Do you really believe they sent you here for a book? No, they sent you here to spy on me. They've heard the same rumors I have about the necromancers cult. Tell your council that the next time they want something from me, they come themselves. They don't send someone under false pretenses.
That's the thing, yeah, he just said, I don't remember if he said it suspiciously, he just said like, yeah, I need you to retrieve this book from the Count.
Yes, I see that now. I regret that Traven has involved you in this way. At least you've survived. For now.
For now.
Perhaps in the future you can be trusted enough to deal with more serious matters. Now our business here is concluded. I suggest you return to your council.
So it's possible then that there might be indeed more Mages Guild stuff going on here. By the way, I'm gonna heal you, so you took some damage. And because he was fairly nice to us. A little condescending, but he did help us defend, you know, against these necromancer lads that very much wanted to murder us. Because yeah, they knew we were coming from the Mages Guild, and I guess necromancers and Mages Guild are just sworn enemies or something. He looked a little bit angry. Well, you know, I guess I could understand his frustration where like people are spying on him because they don't trust him. But again, when you're a vampire, I would assume you just get used to people generally distrusting you, because when you consider the acumen of your fellow vampire brethren, and consider how a lot of them are really mindless monsters, and it's not terribly surprising. So there's the ringleader himself. There's his regular clothes, and he had 270 gold on him. Goddamn. Part of a necromancer cult. Yeah, I wonder if there's going to be more stuff kind of behind the scenes then about the Mages Guild, dealing with the Count of Skingrod, as well as trying to uncover this necromancer cult that's causing problems. A faction for the faction quest. Actually, what we just did does count, because we're going to go back to the Mages Guild. Deliver the message back to Raminus. So we're going to go back to the Mages Guild at the Arcane University and deliver the news. So once we do that, we'll turn in this quest. I don't know if we'll get a reward, but we're turning in the quest and we'll accept the next one. So turning in the quest, I would say very much counts as completing a faction quest. So we'll hop into here. Let's talk to the broski. Except he is in his private quarters? Where is this guy? Maybe it's this way. Or is he taking a little nappy nap in the mage's quarters? It is nearly 4 a.m. Oh, look at they're talking outside like a bunch of weirdos. Outside in the rain, no less. Late at night like this, god dang. We in the basement or in the upstairs upper levels? Just a casual 4 a.m. rain chat. Okay, well everyone's sleepy's right here. So interesting that they all like sleep in the same room together. It's fine. It's a little bit weird. So we'll wait for morning to arrive. We'll say after 9. It's kind of a vibe. I mean, Lord knows I enjoy staying up late, and I enjoy having like deep, insightful conversations in like weird hours of the day. But yeah, usually not when it's raining. And I don't know what season we're in right now. Maybe it's nice out temperature-wise, but like right now, it's IRL. It's November, and it's cold and shitty. So no, thank you. Oh, you all right, buddy? Uh-oh. Maybe he's not too happy about the news that we're about to deliver to him, so he doesn't want to like get too close to us. Maybe we're emitting a force field of social awkwardness that he doesn't want to pass. So if you have a bingo board for glitchy NPC behavior or just glitchy behavior, I think this counts. You all right, buddy?
Hello, Master.
Okay, I think he busted out of whatever was getting him stuck.
Have you been to Skingrad and seen Count Hasseldor?
Oh, I've seen him wink, winky face. Speedrun strat, that's right. Oh, he's gaining speed. Is he gaining speed on the slope of Nessie's cave in Mario 64 for 25 hours so that he can complete Watch for Rolling Rocks with 0.5 presses? Because if that's what you're getting at, Jade Star. In fact, there was I think it was 1 year. Look at this shit-eating grin, by the way. Look at this fucking smirk. There was 1 year that I think it was one of the GDQs. I don't think it was like legit, but somebody had one of the Mario 64 stations set up where they had set up a I think the stance is when he's got like Mario's got like his hands like he's pushing something and he's on that slope and he's walking backwards. So it was set up to look like it was the build up, and they set the controller down and they put a little sign over the console that said, "Please don't touch. He's building up speed for 25 hours."
Saved you, did
Fucking
he?
incredible.
Well, that's a good sign. I must apologize. It was never the Council's intention to put you in harm's way.
Just tell me the truth, man.
The Count's unique nature is not public knowledge. The Council wishes to keep it that way. At the time, it was believed that there was no reason to inform you, since it was not crucial to the task you were given. For that reason, I was unable to disclose more about his true identity to you. Clearly, that judgment was in error. I apologize.
At least you recognize that, yeah, they kind of fucked up, because yeah, I think to the Count's point, like, of course, he saw through their ruse, so kind of insulting to him, too.
Archmage
Yeah, it's pretty fun,
feared
I love it.
Sending a high-ranking official with the guild might draw too much attention and provoke a reaction from the Count. We were also concerned that it might drive any necromancers in the area underground, making them more difficult to root out.
I see.
We simply wanted to survey the situation in Skingrad. Our relationship with Hasseldor is tenuous at best. The Council has agreed to keep his nature a secret, and in exchange, he occasionally provides us with useful information. As a vampire, the Count has few allies he can trust. He has disguised his nature from most, but cannot hide it from the Council of Mages, so he approached us with an accord. As you have seen, that agreement is under a great deal of strain lately. The Count does not agree with certain policies the Guild has established.
What kind of policies, I wonder? Because you would think the banning of necromancy... Well, actually, maybe that is one of them. I don't know. You think the banning of necromancy would probably not affect him. Are we blackmailing him? Or, well, I guess that's the thing. Like, he said he approached us with the Nicord, he says. So I take that to mean, as mages, I guess he's pointing out that like mages have like keen senses for detecting vampires and that kind of thing. So he would be able to hide from them in general. So since like, if the official word of law is vampires should be killed on sight, but he recognizes that, yeah, like there's you know, a potential allyship to be made with mages where if we can establish like an understanding, a partnership where, yes, you guys don't out me even though you know what I'm all about. You guys don't out me, in an exchange I help you with stuff, I help you with official matters, provide you with information. It's like there's kind of an understanding of sorts that yeah, hopefully it's not exploitative towards either side, obviously, but yeah, I could see it being
It's
a
not
little
quite
messy.
that simple. Hasseldor is powerful, to be sure, but the Council does not consider him to be a threat. After all, he has ruled over Skingrad for quite some time, without incident.
And if nothing else, when you're a vampire, you live, I think, forever until someone kills you. So he can rule for as long as he wants to, obviously. See, most of the day. It sounds pretty chill,
We
actually,
fear
Johnson. I can
Hasseldor
respect
may
it.
have been involved with the necromancers. Thanks to your involvement, it would seem that he is not. At least, not for the moment. We will continue to monitor the situation, but I assure you, we will make no further attempts to mislead you. You have done your job admirably, and I thank you for it.
See, he pretty much did say that, yeah, we were absolutely spying on the guy, and we suspected him as being a necromancer. Because, yes, some vampires are also, they also double dip in necromancy.
Your services to the guild have not gone unnoticed. As of this moment, you have gained the rank of Evoker.
Level up, baby.
Along with your new rank, please take this amulet. May it help keep you safe in times of danger.
Thanks, fam. Next
Are
task,
you ready
please.
for it? If not, I understand you've been through quite a bit lately.
I'm
Very
ready.
well. There's a research project going on at one of the Aliad ruin sites on the eastern side of the province.
Put me in, coach.
Girol is in charge of the project and is apparently in need of some help. I thought you might need a break after the things you've been exposed to lately. You can find Erlov in the Archmage's Tower.
All right, sounds good. What about this
He's
Erlov?
a good man, but council matters have distracted him lately and he's been neglecting his other work.
Well, let's distract him no
Speak
further.
with Erlov Girol. Erlov should be waiting for you.
Is he in the portal or something? It is... What time is it in game? 9:42? So I can't go in there because then it's considered trespassing. Did say go to the Mage's Tower, didn't he? I don't know why this lad is having such a hard time. Yes, that did complete the quest. Yeah, complete the quest for sure. I just like seeing this guy scoot around. Earlier he was, yeah, building up speed for 25 hours. Earlier he was like,
Well met, guildmate.
yeah, doing that exactly.
Well met, guildmate.
Read any good books lately?
I've been reading.
All right, well, this might be considered a big bad, but I'm going to assume that if I'm really quick, that this will not be considered trespassing. He did say, yeah, go to the Mage's Tower. His name is Hannibal. Oh, well, now it's saying not the Mage's Tower. Oh, he's down here. There he is.
You're about Vatican, are you?
Vatican, that's right.
Damn shame.
Yeah, what's up, one-legged duck?
I haven't been giving the project the attention it deserves.
Trying to get something. Yeah, if you got a little something stuck on your foot, stepped in something outside.
Problem, a blocked passage or something that they couldn't get past. I'd investigate it further, but I'm needed here with the council. Ramanis says you've got a good head on your shoulders.
It's a big, sad purple head on my shoulders.
You can find Scalil at the site. Access is restricted, so you'll need this key.
It's just something about that spot. Something about, there's like a magnetism to that spot that just throws things off. Those is like internal wiring off
No,
or something.
Of course, the Imperial Palace is Aliad. White Gold Tower, they called it back in the Middle Merethic, when the Aldmeri ruled Tamriel.
What else?
Have you heard about Agronak Gromalog? It turns
Oh,
out
right.
he's not a noble at all.
Yeah, we were the one that broke that story.
She's the mage heading up the on-site research. She can tell you more about whatever it is that's impeding their progress. It's an Aliad ruin southwest of Cheydinhall. We suspect that there are some interesting things inside, so a research project was established. Scalil is there now, working on investigating the ruins.
Microscopic track, maybe? He's trying to win the race. Well, that would explain why he was running in laps, like running loops. Because, yeah, maybe he was just going like he was trying to complete several laps on that racetrack. That magic racetrack. See, now he looks alright, but his weird toothless smile kind of weirds me out. But that strange smirk is just a little bit off-putting. Now whenever I see this particular look, the green outfit, reminds me of the guy from Skingraw that we just dealt with. Quote-unquote dealt with. So anyway, he said it's outside of Cheydinhall, I think, right? It's down this way. We've not been to that particular location. We've been awfully close to it, but not that specific one. Let's go up there now and see what the happy haps are. I wonder what kinds of stuff, what kind of stuff is of interest to them. Also, the Oblivion gates have been closified, so all that remains are the sad husks and big spikies. Do I hear battle music? I do hear battle music. It's a rat. I don't see too many of these around nowadays. That's a old school, like, level 1 enemy. It's from when we were first starting out. So we found it. Oh. And something else has found us. It's another rat. Dang dirty rat. No, it's a dang dirty mud crab. Even worse. Whew. Scary. So scary. Crab battle. So it said the entrance is sealed off, but looks pretty open to me. There must be something within. He said it leads to an Aliad ruin. Right now, it's just a cave, but it'll bring us the good stuff eventually. What's that amulet he gave us, by the way? He gave us a new amulet as a result of our level uppage. Assuming I'll know when I see it. Here it is. Spell absorption. So it's wow, that's a really good amulet. And it's way better than our previous spell absorption amulet. So we'll sell the old one. Pretty dang good. Like, really dang good. So we're gonna be sneaky times then. We're looking for Scalil, the person's name. And if this is underneath or leads to or like connects to an Aliad ruin, we got like the little crystals you see around the Aliad structures. That's one thing. Probably don't need to be sneaking, honestly. But it's the default. It's my default activity. I expect the worst. Just relieve that gold. Relieve the burden of this gold from your inventories. That gold looks so heavy. How's about I take that off your hands? Because I'm just such a nice guy. I'm just so caring and thoughtful. I'm gonna go ahead and save just because if they were saying there's like things of interest. What kinds of things interest the Mages Guild exactly? So sure enough, it leads to an Aliad ruin. Something we've seen plenty of times before, and we'll see plenty times after, I'm sure. Probably Scalil. go ahead and take this with me. Let's go see. I think I can probably get away with this. Can I take a nap on the pedestal? No, I cannot. Dropping stolen items? No, so it's the
restricted area, I'm afraid. Guild mages only.
I am a guild
You
mage.
have business here? Don't tell me Jarl sent you.
The very same. Yeah, so the whole thing about fencing. Or fences. So I didn't know what that term was either. But in this game, you are restricted from selling stolen goods to regular shopkeepers. However, there are specialized shopkeepers called fences that will trade in stolen goods. And we actually did that at the beginning of the stream. I did sell stolen things to a Thieves Guild fence at the very, very beginning of the stream before it crashed. So if you have a bingo card, or a bingo square rather, for selling stolen goods to a fence, we absolutely did that, because you're right. If you're unfamiliar with the fence term, then that doesn't make too much sense. But yes, I can assure you it is legit.
Erlov sent you, did he?
He did.
He can't be bothered to come check on his own project, so he sends someone who knows nothing about it. And this is supposed to help? No.
Real
offense to
management.
you, friend. It's not your fault. And perhaps you can help.
A real
If
delegation.
you can figure out how to use the pillar, I'd be thrilled. You're welcome to try your hand at it.
I rub my ass on it.
That's what we're calling it, only
The
because
pillar.
we don't know what it really is, or was. It's magical, we know that much. Enchanted somehow. We think it's a lock of some sort, but haven't been able to figure out how it works. All I can say for sure is that it reacts to magic, badly most of the time. Several mages were hurt attempting to cast spells at it. It's at the bottom of the ruins, if you wish to try your luck. Be careful though, it could be quite hazardous to your health.
Maybe like reflex
Best to
things.
play it safe. No complex magic. Stick to basic spells with single effects. It's not worth taking unnecessary risks.
Anything else?
This place has been nothing but trouble as far as I'm concerned. Since we disposed of the creatures that had taken up residence here, it's been nothing but a fight to figure out how the place works. The pillar has had us stumped for more than a week now, not to mention the injuries it's caused. It's connected to the rest of the chamber. We know that much. We just don't know how it works. I've given up trying to figure it out. It's just beyond us. Why Denel stays down there, I have no idea. He's just asking to get killed.
What if it is like the monolith
What a waste of my talents.
from 2001, where every time humanity interacts with the monolith, it compels us and like kind of pushes humanity to the next step of evolution, or what becomes humanity, I suppose. Next step of evolution. So like when I interact with the humanity, or with the monolith, I'm gonna like have a vision where I see the corridor with lights and shapes, and then I'm gonna turn into a space baby in a little space bubble womb and fly over Earth, or I don't know. 2001. It's a weird movie. It's a weird movie, and it's one of the best movies ever made. Like it's a you know, a well-regarded film, but it's one that I have a hard time enjoying. I can speak well of the movie when I'm not watching it, because it's a lot. But it does some really cool stuff though. It has some interesting things. Be careful. There's Dendel. It's got, oh, okay, so you have a bunch of various things to try. Stanley
Sent you in to try
Kubrick,
your hand at the thing, have they?
more like blandly poo brick, says Ogasso. Yeah, no, I like Kubrick. Although, well, let me think about this. Do I like Kubrick? Because what are other Kubrick films that I've seen? I've seen A Clockwork Orange, and I've mentioned this before, but Clockwork Orange is a movie I think am I glad that I watched it? I don't know. I think I'm glad to have like checked it off the box of like, you know, landmark, amazing masterpiece films to have watched. I don't really like. I did not like watching it, and I don't ever want to watch it again. I've never seen Full Metal Jacket, so that would probably be worth watching. Was Apocalypse Now? Oh wait, no, hold on. Not Apocalypse Now. Well, no, wait, was it Apocalypse Now? I think there's a few others that that were Kubrick that are like fairly well known. Oh, he did do The Shining. Yes, I did like The Shining. That's a good one. Moon landings, yeah. Hey, what's up, Jim? Yeah, but yeah, I do when I think of Kubrick, I think of A Clockwork Orange, and yeah, that's gosh, that's a hard movie to stomach. That was Coppola. Okay, yeah, I think I get Apocalypse Now and Full Metal Jacket conflated sometimes. RPL says that's a good one, yeah, but The Shining is a good one though. The moon landings. Is the moon landings the name of the movies? Because I actually don't think I recognize that one. But yeah, I love The Shining. That's a good one. So yeah, so I do like some Kubrick, obviously, but yeah, I don't know. Just Clockwork Orange. I think I see why film people like it a lot, but I'm not a film person. I'm a normie, and as a normie, oof, I don't know. It's a lot. Kubrick was hired to direct the. Oh. Oh, I got you. I was like, why is Ogal so lol reacting? That's why, because Jim snuck a funny in there. I like it.
I don't know how much Scalil told you. We know that it reacts to magic, but every time we've tried, the thing shocks whomever cast the spell.
Shocking.
It hasn't been fatal for anyone yet, but we stopped trying after the first few attempts. I can tell you, it really hurts. The only thing we haven't figured out is the markings. You see them on the walls? They must relate to the pillar, but I don't know how. If we had some sort of reference, something to compare them to, we might be able to decipher them. But we lack anything like that. Scalil might have a book that would be useful, but she's been sulking over the way Erlov's been treating her. Perhaps you could ask her for it.
So this whole time, Scalil has had a thing on her person that could help us decipher whatever's going on here, but she doesn't want to give it to us because she's sad. It's like this whole. I didn't need to come along for this. This whole meeting could have been an email. He insisted on shooting on location. There it is. Yeah, that's exactly it. So the conspiracy theory we'll just say is correct, but what it comes down to is that Kubrick was with Buzz Aldrin and all the other lads when they landed on the moon. Brutality of Imperial. Yeah. It's I've heard it is quite good. I've heard it's quite good. So yeah, that's probably one I really ought to watch. What are some other Kubrick films though? Because yeah, I think at 2001, Clockwork Orange, obviously Full Metal Jacket, and of course The Shining. And The Shining's good. The Shining's real fucking good. Eyes Wide Shut. I did not realize that was Kubrick.
Until we have
interesting. I haven't seen it either.
Reference for understanding these symbols, we'll never figure this thing out.
We'll never figure it out. Not with that attitude.
I don't know. Anything that might help explain these inscriptions in the ruins. They're like nothing we've seen to date.
Any rumors?
My favorite town, Anvil. Lovely old stone buildings in the harbor at sunset is beautiful.
Oh, AI was co-directed, really? Because yes, I've seen AI. Well, hold on. Yes, I have seen AI. Yeah, with the kid. Yeah, I know the movie. Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, and I don't remember much about it, as I saw it when it first came out. But yeah, I'd be curious to watch it again as an adult and see kind of what I think about it then. Yeah, I did not realize he co-directed that one.
My fill of the place, that's for sure. And I've got the scars to prove it.
I've got the scars to prove it. Here's the one on my ass.
Reacted to spells. We tried out a few. I think I was only unconscious for an hour or so, but that was enough for me. I'm trying to help Scalil as best I can, but I'm not going near the thing again.
Nor's my ass.
Take care.
Uh-oh. Do we drop some... We're dropping frames, aren't we? Yeah, we are dropping frames. A little bit of a hiccup there. Sorry, I was talking about my ass. Or I was talking about his ass, rather. Yeah, we're dropping frames. Of all things. Am I downloading something?
Be careful in here.
Why would I be dropping frames? Yeah, Todd Howard, please. Please, Todd. Todd the God. If it's because I don't call him Todd the God often enough with 2 Ds. Yeah, it's saving. No, we're still dropping frames. Shocking, though. I'm going to Alt-Tab. and see if there's like something going on. My backup software's running, is it? No, it's not running right now. Odd to have internet issues, but I suspect it's an internet thing. We gotta talk about balls more. Yeah, we gotta talk about more balls. Talk about more testicles. More testicles and more balls and boobs talk. I think it's normalized now. Yeah, I feel like it's been a while since we've had internet fluctuations, but yeah, it flubbed a little bit there. Boobs, balls, gotta talk about ass and dicks, that's right. Maybe even dicks inside of asses. Spartacus, that was creepy, he didn't write it though. I know the name, but I have not seen it. Yo, Reaper Queen, what's up, bud? We're talking about very normal things like balls and boobs, apparently. They were medical conversations, okay? It's probably mostly fine, probably. It's nothing too weird. Here's the pillar in all of its splendor. Here we're talking about balls and boobs from a purely medical perspective. It was nothing weird at all. Maybe a little bit. Read the tablet. Ah, yes. Of course. Then I read this one. Ah, yes, of course. And of course, you can see here where it's gonna zap you. From whence it will zap. The zippity zaps. So let's go talk with the lady. See if she's got anything for us. We'll take the stones. We've got the stones.
Be careful in here.
Be careful in there. I'm kind of curious to see how much it damages you when you zap it. Reaper Queen, you might actually recognize where we are right now. This is part of the Mages Guild questline. Reaper Queen, for those who don't know, is a fellow Oblivion streamer. She's been doing some Oblivion on her channel.
What do you want now? If
What
there's
don't I
anything
want?
about Vatican you need explained, let me know. I'll help if I can.
Yeah, apparently she has a book, but she doesn't like want to talk about it because she's sad about how her boss treats her. Which, yeah, fair, that's a fair thing to be sad about, but it's weird to me where she's like, man, I can't figure out this pillar. It's such a mystery. Anyway, I have this book that answers all of my questions, but I don't want to open it because I'm sad. But man, this thing is so complicated. It's like, lady, I didn't even need to be here for this.
I don't know why Dental is even trying. This is doomed to fail.
That's the spirit.
If he wants it, he can have it. It's just one more thing I'll get blamed for in the end.
That's the way to do it. Optimism. What's the point? We're all gonna die anyway. That's right. Hooray! What a waste of my talents. What's the fucking point, man? This is just gonna kill everybody. I think she needs a vacation. Actually, I'm kind of curious. What does the book say? Eventually, I'm gonna learn how to properly navigate this gosh dang thing. This gosh dang menu. Painstakingly transcribed and interpreted over many long years. From fire, life. From light, magic. Wear lore as your armor. Wisdom learned by pain is a reliable guide in dark times. Where terrible wisdom never betrayed the lore masters. Our exiled elven ancestors heard the welcoming gifts of peace in the streams and beech trees and stars. From home driven is what that word means. Blessed and blessed be. In the caverns of lore, ugly and obscure, shines the gold of truth. The foaming waves, so thunderous, so mighty, heralds the lordly elves. Okay, so anyway, let's talk to the dude, see what he thinks.
Yes?
I got the reference, dude.
You got the book, eh? Good for you. I've given up trying to deal with her for now. I'll tell you what. I'll take the book, and then if you can read me the inscriptions, I'll see if I can find the translations for them.
Sure.
Now that I have the book, I can try and translate what's on the walls here. You just read the inscriptions. Let me know what they say. Okay. What do you need translated?
We've read a few of them.
According to this, it translates to from fire, life. Fire it is then. Anything else? Mafre seems to translate to frost, so a spell with frost damage should work for it. Anything else? Okay.
Oh yes, never mind. What does that mean?
This is kind of exciting, don't you think?
Kind of exciting. My butthole is tingling with anticipation. Magica Loria. And Magica Sila. Just those 4, right? Just those 4.
What?
What?
It
A few more.
means Magica shines. When taken in context with the other inscription about Magica darkening, perhaps there's an alternate translation.
Drop my butts. I should have a bingo
If we
card for
assume it
talking
means
about various
Magica
body parts then.
waxes, then a spell increasing Magica might be what we need. Something that fortifies it, perhaps.
Yes, indeed.
It means Magica darkens. Considering the other inscription, it could be translated to mean Magica wanes, along with Magica waxes. Perhaps a spell that damages Magica is what you're looking for.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
this is kind of exciting, don't you think?
So we said, I think we said this first one was fire. First one was, the second one was frost, and then that one was, I think that was the drain, that was the fortify. So we got these scrolls here. That's beer. That's booze. So we have elevate on target. Yeah, that's the thing. We have spells that do these, but these are things that do them for us. I don't think we have a lot of spells that do these for another target. So I will take... We have... Or target or touch for that matter. We have that spell already. We have something similar to that spell. Image is one of them. Okay, I think that's good. Oh.
Be careful in here.
The first one is Molag Ani something. Aniamis. Not afraid Nagaya.
What do you want? Okay.
So Molag is the fire one. Yeah, fire. This one's the ice one.
Mafre seems to translate to...
So that one's ice. So fire, ice.
It means
Sila
Magica
is
shine. If we assume it means Magica waxes,
fortify. Okay, and then Loria
it means
is to
perhaps a spell-
damage. Okay.
okay,
I don't know if it needs to be a certain order.
don't you think?
Let's save before I burn these scrolls. Because it's a one-time thing. Excuse me. So we'll try. Let's do the fire damage one first. It unlocks part of it. Okay. Frost damage is next. Opening a little bit of it. Okay, can I squeeze through? Gotta keep going. Okay, let's do the next one. Actually, I think there might be target spells. Elevate, sure. Well, hold on. Yeah, fortify was the first one, yeah. Would that reset it? Oh! Okay. Well, do I have other fortify things? Because fortify on target's a tricky one. I don't think I really would have had a reason to have a fortified target. Yeah, that's not it. So I'm going to reload that save. Unless they restock.
Be careful.
They do not. Okay. Because, yeah, then you have to go and buy a different one. Nah, I'm just going to save scum it. It's fine. So... we got 2 out of 4, which ain't bad. First was fire. Boop. If I, like, cast inside, maybe? Is that what I'm supposed to do? Doesn't really matter where you cast it. So, this the first one we tried was fortify. We're gonna try damage instead. As soon as I remember what it was called. Maybe it's a touch spell? There's damage. Magic. Oh, there it is. Yeah, Sever Magicka. We can't jump. Not quite, at least. And then last one. Lastly, but not leastly. Elevate. Not so bad. So, that was fairly trivial to solve. And again, they had the book this whole time that could solve it, so they're gonna be like, "You're a genius, you did it." It's like, dude, you didn't need me for this. This whole meeting could have been an email.
Well, would you look at that?
I'm so smart.
We'll need to see where this goes. I think you should go. You've done all the hard work, after all. If there are any discoveries to be made, you should be the one to make them. You deserve that much.
Here, you go down into the sex dungeon and deal with whatever horrible monsters are in there. We'll wait up here and listen for the sounds of screaming.
Be careful and watch your step.
See what the lady thinks. She was like, "Oh, what's the use?" She was like, it's gonna be useless. None of this is for anything. And then we solve it. Now she's gonna be like,
"Have you found anything interesting in the ruins?"
In the ruins. Okay, she already knows about the
You
pillar
made it
then.
work.
We did.
That's fantastic. Not only can I tell Erlaf we're back on track, but I can happily say we did it without his help. There must be
Yeah, fuck that
something
guy.
down there worth locking up. Would you mind taking a look? As
Something
long
down there
as
worth
you're
locking
here?
up.
If
Something
I can
evil.
Send you back with something worthwhile, Erlaf may forget all about our delays.
All right.
What
What
a
could
waste
possibly
of
be down
my
there?
talents.
What could possibly be down there that would be like so amazing that the Mages Guild just is giddy with anticipation over?
Be careful in here.
Be careful down there. Into the Lore Soul we go. The Lore Soul morsel. Well, sure enough, there's scary things. I can't say I'm surprised. The weird squeaky ghosts, ghosty boys. Although they did poison me, which I'm not a huge fan of. Or, silenced. Silenced me. I shall not be silenced. Ouch. Ouch. Oh, I need to repair my things. Oh god, that hurt. God damn. Shit hurts. I should repair my stuff. Like that's been on my list for a while and I keep forgetting. Putting it off. Bunch of my shit got broke. Broke as a joke. He's dead. Bloop. Just plain old longsword. Actually, what do you have on you? Nothing exciting. So indeed there are monsters down here. Can't say I'm surprised. Let's see if it's anything in particular. Ooh, it's one of these. The old spiky floor spikes and some skeletons. Nothing scary. Whoop. Whoa. The fuck? Oh. These things. Right, okay. So we got the projectile launching trap thingies. Hence why these skeletons are here. Now it begs the question of how they got in here in the first place, but this place is trapped to the high heavens. So for those who do manage to squeak in, they get got by the traps. That's how it goes. Danger. Oh, it's behind. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and save. You can see that there's something behind these walls. You can see like little slivers. I wonder if this is gonna like close behind us, maybe. Actually, I don't think I can turn undead. Not on these guys, at least. There was more. Don't really want to fight more of you if I can help it. Like all at once, at least. That attack cycle is so weird because he like backs away, and I don't think he's able to reach me, and I can't reach him, so it's just very inconvenient. Ouch. So fast. So fast. Got his ass. Oh, I'm still silenced though. Lame. So I hear other ghosty noises. There's one. Still says I'm sneaky. I don't feel very sneaky. Because I wasn't. Ouch. I'm guessing that it was just the two of them. Yeah, they did hit me with silence. Oh, which is a bingo card, by the way. Or bingo item, rather. Getting hit by silenced is a bingo item. Ouch. Look, we probably got silenced earlier as well. This has probably happened a few times by now. Got a big delay. Yeah, sometimes that'll just happen. Especially if you switch to different tabs, or if you like alt tab around to different windows. Sometimes the delay can increase. Usually it like corrects itself, but sometimes I have to refresh when it's extra silly. Silly Billy. Now, I don't. Well, actually, these could still open. These could open, yeah. So there could be something sneaky in there. Although it doesn't say there's anything sneaky. This place is hella trapped, though, so we got more of these things, by the way. Projectile sad thing launchers. Now, Nords could laugh at most of this because this is cold damage, and Nords hardly take any damage from cold. Frost. Good resistances. Oh, yeah, see? Oh, that one goes up. Yep. Can't say I'm surprised. So we'll just ignore the whole thing by just jumping over it. Not our problem. Oh boy. Blood. They were saying, what could possibly lie beyond? Ghosts, clearly. That's what could possibly lie beyond. Heavy armor increased, yes. Ouch. There are times when I do miss. Whoa! There's the knockback, by the way. If anybody has that, the Alex getting his ass knocked down. Bingo card, bingo item. Whoa! There it is again. So me getting my ass knocked down by a like power attack. But yeah, there are times where I miss the range that claymores and two-handed swords have. I like the attack speed and the more backstabbiness that the long swords and short blades have, but I missed that great reach. What's up, Destiny? Who knows what could be in here, man? Yeah, anything and everything is down here. And especially if this is like a special Alien Ruin. Some stuff, all right. It's hard to say. But if the Mages Guild has explicit interest, it's like, I wonder what drew them here. What were they so excited by? Go back the way we came. Well, different direction. Can almost just jump the staircase with our acrobatic skill, but we'll try to be comprehensive. up that way. Okay. Just got yourself Destiny, got it reinstalled. This game, that is, yeah, it's a good one. It is a very good one. This is actually my first playthrough, so if you can believe it or not, this is a game that I've taken a embarrassing amount of time to finally play, but I'm better late than never. So it's my first playthrough, and it's a little bit embarrassing it's taken me so long, but I'm glad to finally be playing through it. Some puzzly ones, yeah, it's pretty cool so far. Almost jump it, even with the boots. Oh, actually, no, the boots broke. The boots of Spring Hill Jack, I think is what they were called. So those, I think, are no longer on our person. Let's check this other direction, actually. Maybe this will lead us to a little something, something. Oh, it's locked. Not anymore, it's not. This is the original place, then, but a different part of it? Yeah, kinda. I'll take all that, please. Not that I need it, but I'll still take it. I'm not gonna say no. Better late than never. That's what I'd like to think, is that, you know, I would hopefully not be chastised for taking a while to play this cool game. Oh. Well, that was unexpected. As I've played a lot of Morrowind, but never played Skyrim, never played Oblivion, so... Like, we'll get to those games. We're gonna start with number 4 first. So maybe by the time I get through this game and get to Oblivion, or to Skyrim, we'll have, like, a release date for Elder Scrolls 6. Or maybe a name, at least, or something. We'll have more info. Okay, so this is how it all connects. So, it's fine. Glad you decided to play. Yeah, it's been on my list for a while, so it's a game I knew I was gonna eventually want to play. So yeah, it did not take too much arm twisting for me to get around to it. So we knocked that wall down kind of inadvertently, unintentionally. So we have this on this side. If I'm to do some parkour. Oh, here's the button. I was gonna say if there's like a button I can press. Perfect. That probably formed one of the staircases, maybe. Both of the staircases. Perfecto. My torch just ran out. It's precisely what I wanted to see. Yeah, at least 5 years Piazza. Yeah, it might take a bit, but that gives me plenty of time, thankfully. Oh, and thank you, Destiny. Yeah, that's something I'm really happy to have working. Because we use an OBS plugin to make the subtitles work. There's a Twitch extension which also does the trick, but I like the plugin approach. What? Liches? Son of a lich. Well, liches for goddamn days. Good lord. Can I turn you guys? I don't think I can. Hiya! I got silenced again. Rude. Ouch. God damn, these guys hurt. I'm still silenced. Oh, not anymore. Silence these nuts. Ouch. Don't silence these nuts, please. He just blasted his homie with the ice spell. Ouch. Guess I don't have to fight them. I could just run away like a punk-ass bitch. Okay, this is my first playthrough. We made a very goofy-looking character. We made him a spellcaster. Like, mostly a spellcaster. With some sword and some other things. Some other abilities. Light armor, that kind of thing. Oh, they blast each other? Oh, you'd love to see that. The infighting. Are they gonna fight each other? Yeah, fuck them up. I think they just silenced each other. Oh, maybe not. It looked like they were facing away from me and they were like gonna fight each other. amongst yourselves. It's just hard getting close. I could try casting spells myself, but they love to silence. Oh, they killed me. They love to cast silence, and it's hard because they absorb a lot of spells as well. Oops. So I might just not engage. I might just not decide to fight these lads. It's also worth noting that a lot of times I don't really use spells because my destruction is leveled up all the way. So I don't really gain as much by using spells, whereas I still have more room to gain, more levels to gain with blades. It's a good game to worth playing though. Yeah, maybe 5 years says Piazza. Never played Morrowind. Yeah, Morrowind was what I started with. And I played it when I was in middle school. And I loved it. It's one of my favorite games. I would say I'm probably still partial to Morrowind. I like this game, but I would say I'm a Morrowind lad by default. But I'm still glad that I'm playing this, and I can see how there are things about this game that I miss having in Morrowind, and then there's things about Morrowind that I miss when I play this game. So it's like I can see where it's different for everybody. Like some people prefer Morrowind, some people prefer Oblivion, and I can see how that happens. There's modern conveniences I will miss when I go back to Morrowind. Oh boy. Still silenced. Trying to sever that umbilical cord connection. Starfall 2022. That's right, yeah. It's we're gonna get Starfield. We're gonna get it pretty soon. Relatively soon. And it's kind of cool that Starfield is a new IP, like a fresh IP. Like we haven't had one of those in a while from Bethesda, so I hope it's good. Lots of people are excited for it, so I hope it's a good. You made a lizard? Oh, an Argonian, yeah. No, I made a fucked up looking dude. I made a fucked up, sad purple man, sad purple boy. But yeah, mostly spellcasting with blade and light armor thrown in for good measure. You're right, Reaper. I do have potions. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that to do that much damage, but I sometimes get cocky because I as a dark elf, I get all that flame resistance, and I'm used to bad guys hitting us with flame damage. So it's weird to me that they have lightning, because we don't resist lightning at all. We take the brunt of that shit. So yeah, Reaper Queen is 100% correct. I need to be more apt to lean on potions when things get dicey. Scrolls too, yeah. Scrolls, potions. Because when you're silenced, you're a sitting duck when you're a spellcaster. Oblivion in middle school, yeah. So I'm dating myself here, but yeah, I played Morrowind when it first came out, and yeah, I was in middle school. So that's like the formative age for a lot of these games, for some folks at least, is, you know, the games we really got into when we were in our youths, in our younger years. Starfield looks a bit, yeah, I hope it's good. It sounds ambitious and impressive. I'm sure it's gonna be good. Or at least, I mean, I'd be surprised if it wasn't. I mean, what was the last Bethesda game that, like, they developed? Because I don't think Fallout 76 counts, because I don't think they developed that one. Yes, we're a big, sad purple man. Yours was not purple. Yours was probably normal, or at least had more normal dimensions. My guy, we say that he's like a big, sad, bruised tomato. Like a sad, bruised grape tomato. And the sad part cannot be understated, because we really tried to emphasize that this is a lad who is round and purple and is very sad about it. That's right, Jade. You're doing yourself and the game a disservice if you're not making a fucked up looking monster. What are you doing with your life if you are not making a fucked up lad? Or lady, for that matter. Dating yourself? Yeah, that's right, Elgaso. Yes, Gracie and I have an understanding with myself. Using the scrolls, Reaper quick. Yeah, I tend to hoard scrolls and potions, for that matter. I tend to be strangely indulgent in, like, hoarding these things like a dragon, but then never using them. I don't know why that happens. You approach it and the wall just falls away. Not complaining. 2002, yep. Yeah, so that's when I would have played Morrowind, 2002. Can't believe it, man. 20 years ago, by the way. 20 goddamn years. 2006. Yeah, you're right. It's not that much of a difference, but it is indicative of, yeah, the generation of gaming that I was kind of getting into around that time. Bump every slider, yeah. Yeah, what I did was I bumped like some sliders all the way to the right. Some I moved all the way to the left. And everywhere in between. Like there was definitely some tinkering, and it took a bit of tinkering. It took us a while to get it just to the correct amount of fucked up, but we definitely got there. We got to the correct amount of fuck up, and we're all better off for it. So I'm gonna see if I can just ignore these lads and just not engage with them, because fighting them is kind of a pain. Using spellcasting on them is kind of a pain. And it's not necessarily worth it. Unless I have to kill them. I need this, I think. What is this? An object. Okay, it's just another helmet. I like how they instantly shot it with magic. It's like, dude, that's the whole reason I came here, I think. I don't know. They told me to go in here and find whatever cool stuff I could find, but... I said I wasn't gonna fight all of them, but I do want to fight this motherfucker. Can I at least knock his ass down? That'll make me feel very important. Oh, he got hit by his own shit. I am doing hardly any damage to this lad. Did they like drain my strength or something? No, that one. No, my strength is fine. Oh, maybe they disintegrated my blade earlier. No, it's pretty okay. I don't know. Enchanted items. Oh, no. Yeah, it, like, reached capacity. Oh, that's heartbreaking. Look at this fucking army of fucking boner boys down here. Goddamn. These liches. I think I have some pretty cool area of effect spells. Maybe I should try throwing some of those at him, because you got a big old pile of bad guys. Like, this is the time to do it. So, the targets... Is it this one? 15 feet. I think it's this one. Yeah, some of them, actually most of them absorbed it. I get my juices back. I got the juices. Fuck you. Yeah, they're reflecting it. Well, the reflection I don't care about, because we're a fire elf, or a dark elf. We shrug off fire damage because it's nothing to us. I'm gonna try to get you guys to hurt yourselves again. That was really cool. When I caused some friendly fire. Yeah, like that. Yeah, fuck them up. Fuck each other up. Yeah, the spells are going every which way right now. Ouch! Look at that. He just absorbed his buddy's spell, I think. His homie's spell. Fuck you! This is getting nowhere. Let's do a quick check. Health check. Damage check. You are not really hurt. You are not really hurt. Oh, this one guy's kind of hurt. Maybe I'll fuck him up a little bit. This is an exercise in crowd control. Oh, yeah, fuck you! Alright, so we got one of them. Suddenly, it's becoming more doable. If one was felled. Hack and slash the world, yeah. Yeah, the melee character is probably like pretty reliable for a game like this. I tend to default to magic users, although I've heard that that like thiefy people, like roguish, thievish characters are extra fun and extra broken in this game, because apparently the thievening things you can do are like even easier in this game compared to others. Certainly compared to Morrowind, because like pickpocketing in Morrowind was really fucked up and really busted. That one's almost dead. Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. That one is. Yellow dick. I've got yellow dick. No, yellow tick. Speed is being drained. Well, shit. I missed. Oh, I stole his shit. Yeah, fuck you. And now I stole his face. Fuck you again. But yeah, apparently the thief, rogue's bow and arrow kind of character is extra fun and extra, like, kind of, I don't want to say easy, but like easier. Because yeah, in Morrowind, pickpocketing was really busted, and marksman was kind of so-so. I mean, the combat in Morrowind is kind of so-so in general, but marksman is extra finicky unless you get it to like high levels in Morrowind. Oh, he like disappeared for a second. See that? He like dipped. So sure enough, we were able to vanquish these fuckers. Although part of it was the fact that they were able to damage themselves quite frequently. We didn't have to kill those guys. They didn't have anything we really cared about, I don't think. Although I'll take their stabs. Why the hell not? Got the idea. Yeah, we could just run, but then it's like, well, but now I wish to cause murder. Destruction skills, put a lot of, well, that's the thing. We've been playing this game quite a bit. This is stream number like 58 or 59 of Oblivion. So we've been playing this for a couple months, and it's been enjoyable. But yeah, it has been a project for sure. And we've done all of the main quest. We've done all of the Dark Brotherhood, all the Thieves Guild. We're doing Mages Guild right now, obviously, and then we'll be doing Fighters Guild after that. So, and we've done Sundercliff Watch. So we got Maroon's Razor. We've done all the upgrades for Battlehorn Castle and Frostcrag Spire and the Pirates Cove, whatever that was called. So we've done quite a lot, but we still have the Pilgrimage. We still have Shivering Isles. We still have, again, rest of Fighters Guild, Mages Guild. So we still have quite a lot of game left, but we've been putting in some time. We've been doing some gaming. Sneak archery is a good build. Yeah, it sounds pretty fun, honestly, based on how people have described it. But yeah, I've heard it's like it gets kind of busted, like it gets a little bit broken. I'll take that. I'll take all these things. Everything except the short sword, please. Yeah, my dick turned yellow. It's probably because I was sticking it into too many bananas, maybe. That will do it. Also, I think we got some stuff damaged. Oh, well, also I'm diseased. Which probably has damaged things. Including my sex appeal, which, I mean, you can't really damage your sex appeal when it's already looking like this. You can't go any lower than 0. Oh, who am I kidding? Of course, when you look like this, of course you are an absolute sex god, so... This lad can pull anyone he wants. It's a whole new game. Yeah, I've heard it is really spectacular. And I know nothing about it. I don't know how to access it. I mean, we have quest like quest indicators for things that will lead us to new places, like the gate at Neben Bay, that, like the mysterious door that is. Like I think it's probably somewhere around there, but yeah, I know nothing about what the Shivering Isles entails. But I'm excited. I'm a little bit intimidated by it because yeah, I've heard it is a lot, but I am very much looking forward to it. Yeah, Jade says, "Excuse me, Alex. We're talking mad sex appeal by this fool." You're right, Jade. Who am I kidding? Of course, this our hero. His name is here. I'll even show you. His name is a Sadge Maroon because he's a sad purple boy. So of course, Sadge Maroon has infinite sex appeal. It's the one at Neben Bay. I think you're right, Destiny. That would make sense. Just based on like quest markers and things we have remaining. Hearts of Stone. Oh yeah, Witcher 3. I've heard Witcher 3 has some really remarkable DLC quest lines and such. Like I should save because we fought those lads. And we're probably going to fight even more. Well, maybe not. Expected all this to open up. Well, this brings us back to where we came from, so I think that actually completes our journey in this quest. And it do complete our journey for this quest. So I got a helmet. An Iliad relic of a helmet. I'm actually curious what that relic is. It's an elven helm. Ancient elven helm, huh? Ancient elven secret.
Please.
Lots of Pokemon. JD, how are you liking the new one, by the way? New
Virtuous
Pokemon.
Visitors to way shrines of Kinnereth may receive blessings of a
You'll know when you get there. Yeah, I would imagine it'll be super obvious.
You too.
And I've heard a lot of people say that it's really something special, so... And again, I don't know what it entails, and everyone has been very considerate in not spoiling things for me, and I really appreciate that, because I think a lot of folks understand that it's something that is, like, truly deserving of praise, of, like, high praise. So I'm really curious to see it for myself. I hope I don't, like, build it up too much in my mind, but I think, like, given when this game came out, and given when the DLC came out, the fact that it's like, really... something special relative to when it came out. I think I'll be able to respect that.
That looks important.
What's that, she says?
Whatever it is, I think you've really found something. You'd best get that to Erlav back at the Imperial City as soon as possible. He'll want the mages there to examine it more closely.
Just give it a look-see. Been enjoying it. I'm sorry to hear you're sick, Jet. That's no fun, buddy. But it's really good. Yeah, I've heard like there are some performance issues.
It's our maybe now that the project has had some positive results, we can
finally go home. That's right.
I'd give just about anything to sleep in a real bed again.
Yeah, I've heard that the game has like some really cool, good direction, good like mechanics. I've seen a little bit of gameplay. I was watching a few people stream it, and I like how it seems like it has incorporated some things from Legends Arceus into the game. Because Legends Arceus sold really well, like got good reviews, like people really like that game. So the fact that they incorporated some of those mechanics into a more traditional Pokemon game is, I think, really neat and kind of refreshing. So I would imagine that like some of the like frame rate buffering issues will probably get resolved over time, you know, with patches and stuff. So I'm sure some of those will get shored up. I've heard of people experiencing bugs, and I've seen like some supercuts of like funny bugs that have happened like to some people, but I've watched like a decent number of people stream it, and I haven't seen any bugs in the streams I've watched, so maybe they've already started rolling out bug fixes. But yeah, it sounds incredible, honestly. Got the Argonian, that's right, got the lizard friends, the Argonian homies. It's a good game, but with some technique. Yeah, that's a shame. It's a shame, but like, I guess that's just how it goes. It's frustrating too, because it's a frequently recurring problem with new Pokemon games. Is a lot of times they launch with some technical bugs, which kind of get in the way of a good game. So it's frustrating, but it sounds like it's at least in this case pretty workable. So we're going back to the Arcane University. Game-breaking stuff. Yeah, there were some really funny ones. In fact, in our Discord server, there's a few that got shared that I thought were like very funny looking. I just don't know. I don't know how common those bugs are, because again, I haven't seen them in any of the games I've watched. But the supercuts are very entertaining.
Some sort of alien artifact? Well, Romanus was right in sending you out there.
I'm pretty awesome.
I'll be sure and put in a good word for you.
Rush out the games. Yeah, we were talking about that the other day, just yesterday actually. How it's frustrating because Game Freak is the developer, so Nintendo doesn't develop them themselves. So that means that Game Freak is, you know, probably paid by Nintendo to make the games. But yeah, some of the bugs that have been found and some of the issues, I don't think they're like design problems or like incompetent devs. It feels like the kind of stuff where things were rushed, where things were like crammed in at the end. So it seems like it was either bad planning or like not enough developers or not enough resources or not enough time. And it's like, this is, you know, the Pokemon Company, Nintendo, that's pretty big money. So it's weird to me that if there's a frequent problem of like, yeah, bugs because QA didn't have enough time, or testers didn't have enough time, or devs didn't have enough time to fix the things. It's like, man, can't we just delay the game a bit? I don't know. It's a shame that that's like such a thing, but I'm a little bit surprised that it's like a lack of resources or like a lack of giving the people what they need to make it, you know, really polished. So I don't know. It's hard to know like what goes on behind the scenes there, but you'd think that there would be a way to make these things a little bit smoother. Just the frame dips a little bit, yeah. Maybe it was just a release schedule thing. Yeah, maybe they just were unwilling to budge. And you know what? I guess in all fairness, yeah, I don't know if I've ever heard of a Pokemon game ever getting delayed. Maybe it has happened, but I don't know of an instance when it's happened. But maybe it should. I mean, I'm extremely selfish here because I love it when games get delayed because that gives me more time to play older games like Oblivion. So I'm in no rush. I got a backlog the size of Mount Olympus, so I'm fine. But of course, other people were excited about the game, so I understand it bums some people out.
Necromancy may be legal in
Cyrodiil, but few will openly admit to
Good
using
work
it. Blah blah
getting
blah.
that straightened out. I'm glad someone finally came along that was able to make progress with it.
And again, we didn't really bring anything new to the table. All we did was we talked to the lady that had the book and connected the dots. We didn't do that much.
Good work at Vatican. Jorol is quite pleased with the information now coming in about the site. There is another predicament, which I believe you can also help resolve.
To be clear, are they pronouncing it Vatican, like Vatican City? Was that the Pope that we just talked to? Or maybe the lizard lady was the Pope. And honestly, I would be so fucking down if the next Pope was a lizard person. That'd be incredibly based. Older games I want to play? Yeah, same. Such as the one I'm playing right now. Zelda Series Jade, oh, I love it. An individual after my own heart. Yeah, Zelda games are always on the table. Yeah, just talking about it, it's like, fuck, now I want to play more Zelda games. God damn it. This is how it goes.
You become more valuable to the guild with each passing day. The guild wishes to reward that, and so you are raised to the rank of conjurer.
The next, yeah, what do you mean the next one?
Robes and wear them with pride.
Oh, guys, so if you see the picture where it's the current Pope, and the wind is like blowing his popular whatever this the little frock that goes over his vestments. It's like a little extra layer of popular frockery, and the wind like billows it up so it looks like it's just a singular circle around his neck. And they appended the text from Jurassic Park that talks about like, oh yes, it's when it feels threatened, it billows its neck out to form like a circle, and it spits poison. It's like the poison spitting dinosaur from Jurassic Park, the first Jurassic Park movie. I want to see if I can find it. I have to alt-tab to get to it, but it's very relevant to this conversation.
The first to take such a hard stance on necromancy.
So I've heard.
Are you
what are the
prepared
tasks?
To begin your next task for the guild?
Yeah, I'm in the same boat, Jet. It does not take me much to be like, all right, you twist my arm. One like, and I'll play a Zelda game. Likes my own post. All right, say no more, fam. Some Majora's Mask. Oh, dude, yeah. Majora's Mask is something special. It's a tough one. I mean, you might have heard me waxing poetic about Majora's Mask just the other day because Black Chan. Oh no, it was Po Boy. Po Boy and XGF rated us when they were playing Majora's Mask, and I was like, yes, I love it. But it's his first time playing it. Po Boy, that is. So I can tell it's a hard game, but it's kind of a non-standard Zelda game, but it's a good one. It's hard, but it's worth it.
You have become most reliable, and I assure you that the council appreciates it. Now, to the matter at hand. In order to deal with the apparent growing problem of necromancers in Cyrodiil, the council needs as much information as possible. The Mystic Archives have been consulted with minimal success. Guild members are investigating other avenues, but I believe more can be learned here.
What does that entail? The GPT earns. Sorry. If I see any acronym that ends with BT, a 3-letter acronym that ends with BT, that's fucking done for me. What would GBT? Gooch and ball torture? The gooch? Do you know what I'm referring to when I say the gooch? The little part of a Glock and ball torture. GBT. Hold on, yeah, what would that stand for? I'm trying to remember what it stands for. Yeah, Glock torture. In the middle of it. Crap, what part of the game would that stand for? I'm blanking out here. But anyway, I mean, yeah, it's a good one. That's what it's called. That's what we call it, the pleasure zone. Apparently, some people also call it the Grundle. Oh, Great Bay. Yeah. That is if you're if you are playing it for the first time and you're not really using, if you're like using minimal guides, it's a little bit wonky at first, and that dungeon's a doozy. I think, at least the temple or the dungeon for it. Oh yeah, you even said temple, right? Yeah, that temple is a doozy, because Jet and I, we did that Majora's Mask randomizer, and we had to call it after Great Bay Temple because we were on like hour 17, I think, 16, 17 across 2 streams, but still. Great Bay Temple was, kind of knocks the wind out of your sails because it takes a long time to go through.
What little we know makes no sense in a large
Great
context.
Britain's, that's correct.
For example,
That's the other acronym.
why was Falcar, who we know now to be part of this cult of necromancers, in possession of black soul gems?
Oh, I need those. I need
The
those soul
Archmage
gems.
has other reports of these gems being associated with necromancers, but we do not know why. We don't even know what they do.
Nor do I.
We have overlooked these questions because we are so focused on rooting out the necromancers as quickly as possible.
So apparently Falcar had black soul gems, and I didn't even see them on his person when we felled him. So I guess that was something I
I'd
missed.
like you to speak with Tarmina at the Mystic Archives. She is our specialist on Magica Arcana and has been helping gather information. I believe we have been asking her the wrong questions, taxing her too much with vague attempts to make sense of all that we know. Speak with her specifically about these black soul gems, if she knows anything about their powers or creation. An insight into their origins may lead us to those who are responsible for them.
The inverted y-axis for swimming, yes. Yeah, the swimming controls, over the years I've gotten used to them, but yes, it is an adjustment, to say the least. Yeah, the aiming not so much, but yeah, swimming, it's weird. Yeah, I like the swimming a lot in Zora mode, but it's an adjustment. And doing the beaver challenge, which is obviously optional, but if you do the beaver, both flavors of the beaver challenge, all 2 of them, then yeah, it can be an exercise in frustration. Especially when you're on the N64 controller, if you're using an old school controller, because the controller is good, but it's a little bit wonky for that particular part. Yeah, Jade says, please,
Her
I wish to
expertise in
forget.
arcane knowledge and lore could be invaluable to us if we can make
Turn the
proper
TV.
use
There
of
you go.
it.
Stand on your head. Yeah.
She can likely be found in the archives now, poring through materials on necromancy. She stops only to sleep at the Archmage's request.
Stops only to sleep because the Archmage demands that she rest so she doesn't fucking die. I like your idea, by the way, Elgaso. Maybe you could rig up some kind of setup where you're playing the game normally, the TV is upright, but then you approach a swimming section. So you press like a big red button on your desk, and like a robotic arm comes down, like a claw arm, and just goes like grabs the TV, and like just violently just goes and just flips it the other way around. So you're good for like however long you need to do swimming, and then when you transform back, you press the button again, and it goes and slaps it back right side up. So it's just temporary upside down automation.
As soon as you can.
How better than in GBT? You know, that's a fair point, because yeah, the racetrack, of course, you eventually figure it out. You become more familiar with it. So after a couple attempts, it's not usually too bad. But yeah, the wider, the tighter corridors. You probably haven't gotten to the boss either, Jade, and I'll spare you any spoilers, but the boss, thankfully it's not narrow corridors or anything, but still it is a little bit weird getting like the pattern down for that boss, because it does involve swimming. So yeah, that's another weird one for sure. Rather.
Greetings, conjurer.
That's me, I conjure things. I guess that's true. I guess we do conjure things. Are you the person?
I don't have time.
The person who refuses to sleep because you're working so studiously on necromancer stuff?
If you're here for information, I'm afraid you'll have to find it on your own. I'm swamped right now, up to my ears in necromancy. Not practicing it.
That's why I'm here.
Wouldn't want anyone to think I was involved in that sort of thing. I simply meant researching it.
Why are you so busy?
Why? Oh, no real reason. It's just that the entire Council of Mages has been in here at one time or another recently, all wanting information on necromancers.
And they won't shut the fuck up!
Necromancy, of all things.
Of all things! I was sent to see you, more of a 2D Zelda person. Because that's the thing, because I began, my first ever Zelda game was Ocarina of Time. So I began with the 3D games. And years later, I came back around and started playing the 2D games. And I like them both, but because I started with 3D, 3D is kind of my home. So yeah, admittedly, I probably would say I prefer the 3D games, but just because of familiarity.
Oh, of course you were. No
Love how
doubt
she
the
chides
Council is
us.
trying to get you to bother me further.
Yep.
I ran Karanya out of here just a short while ago and told them to leave me
Little sus says
alone.
Destiny. Yeah, I don't know, but I don't know.
I keep telling them I can't produce results if I'm not given any time. I'm not used to working under conditions like this.
So we need to invent more time for her. So let's invent a make time spell.
Help? No offense, but I don't see how you can do that. Unless you'd like to take some of this work off my shoulders, I'm beyond helping. But I do appreciate the sentiment. If there's anything specific you need, that may be more reasonable than just asking me about necromancers.
It is a word we hear a lot, Jet. Well, you know what they say? You can't spell or say necromancy without romance. So, what about black soul gems?
Now that is a bit more specific. Finally, something I can respond
Practice
to.
the sus
Let me think
craft,
for a
that's right.
moment. Ah, yes, there's one obscure text that references these gems. I believe it's still around here someplace, unless Falkar never returned it.
That fucking chump.
The name of the book is Necromancer's Moon. I'm unclear on the origins of the text, but it does involve these gems you're interested in. I'm afraid you'll have to find it yourself. I'm so out of sorts with all these requests, I've lost track of most everything. It's very distressing.
Necromancer's Moon, you say?
I believe you'll find it quite helpful. Once you've had a chance to read it, I'd be happy to discuss it with you.
Daedric artifacts. We've done a bunch of Daedric quests. For instance, we have Goldbrand. Yeah, we have Goldbrand on our person right now. We also did the one where you get the hide, I think, the hide armor from Meridia, maybe? Not Mafala. Mafala gave us... What did Mafala give us? A ring, I think? I can't remember. But, yeah, we've done a bunch of them. We did Azura's quest, so we got Azura's star now. So we've done a bunch, but there's still a few left. Skeleton key. Yeah, the skeleton key we got fairly early on, and it's pretty sweet. It's really, really good.
Why all the fuss now? I thought it would have died down by now, what with the ban on the practice of necromancy and the guild being in place for as long as it has. And yet, suddenly everyone shows up on my doorstep, needing information immediately. Never mind that I might have things on my own to work on.
Not like you have other things going on, right? Oracle seasons. The Oracle games are...
The Mages Guild has made more...
Yeah, more enemies, right? Is very good, are both very good, but God, those are tough games, for me at least. I think I played Seasons first, and then Ages second. And I found Seasons to be easier than Ages, but they're both pretty tough. And, of course, if you beat them both, and you use the code to, like, sync them up and fight the true final boss, God, that final boss is a real dick twister. That's a real hard boss. So, like, I'm glad I beat those games, but goddamn, they are tough. They're both really hard. I thought Seasons was the easier one, and I think I probably preferred a little bit more. When it comes to 2D Zelda games, though, my favorite by a country mile is Link's Awakening. Link to the Past is a very good game, and I understand why a lot of people prefer it, but I'm a Link's Awakening boy, and goddamn, I love that one. That's a fucking masterpiece. And I've talked about it before, but one of the main things, for me at least, is that, of course, it's a Game Boy game, and Game Boy cartridges could only store so much data, so they, I think, did a very good job in cramming something, at least one interesting thing on every screen in that game. Like, there is just no dead air in that game. It's just so good, and every moment of the game is just beautiful. Maybe not beautiful, but, like, very, very enjoyable, and engrossing. I love that game so much. Yeah, you played through that? Yeah, so good. So good. So in a way, yeah, I play like because I played Link's Awakening, loved it. Then I went to play the Oracle's games, and I liked them. I beat them both. I did the whole thing, but like by the end, I was like, fuck, this is a lot. Minish Cap. Oh man, I really should go back and finish Minish Cap. Finish the Minish because Jet Race is a good point. I think I would love Minish Cap. GameCube Zelda baby. I was an N64 kiddo, so yeah, that's where I got my start. Link to the Past. I would agree. I thought Link to the Past was very hard, and I remember I actually streamed my first ever playthrough of Link to the Past because, well, I'd played it, but I never beat it. I got like halfway through the game a few times, and I never beat it. So I beat the game on stream, and I had like a few friends, you know, would pop in from time to time, but I had also a few friends that were like frustrated at me with like how I died a couple times. Like I remember specifically there was like a few. Some of them were friends of mine. Some of the others were like people that they were just randos on the internet. But I remember there was a few people in particular that like were kind of dicks about it. It's like they were like, "How don't you know this, Alex?" It's like, I've never played this before. So I think for a lot of people, it's such a nostalgic and like held close to their heart kind of game where they just think everybody knows everything about it. So when you see somebody play it for the first time and they're bumbling around, I think it's frustrating for them. So it's that's a game where I have a hard time speaking ill of. I'm not really speaking ill of it, but I have a hard time not praising it because I'm always like nervous that I'm gonna upset somebody. See, I liked it. It's a good game, but yeah, I much prefer Link's Awakening. Pikmin, Chibi Robo. Oh man, those are solid choices. Pikmin 1 especially I really loved. Pikmin 2 was good too. God, talk about another traumatizing game. Pikmin 2 is great, but good lord, what an unforgiving like dick kick of a game. It's good, but those dungeons, man, just brutal. Very brutal. But apparently I found the book. Do I have the book? I think I found it at one point. Oh, wait, I think... Yeah, we actually found it earlier, didn't we? We found it earlier in... like, on the desk of that one lady. That one Argonian lady. Unless I sold it. Necromancer's Moon, I have it. I have it on my person. How's it with this, friends? I gotta go use the restroom, and I'm gonna take the Dexter dog out as well. Get back to it, though, friends. And yeah, so we got Necromancer's Moon. I don't think we need to read it. I just like how it opens with brothers and sisters of the Worm. It's an entire book, by the way. An entire book, 3 pages. 3 pages for this entire book. And they make reference to Engasta. I don't know who Engasta is, but it must be some necromancer deity, because that's a name we would see sometimes in Morrowind when we would raid necromancer layers. So that's I feel like that's a proper noun that pops up from time to time. So anyway, Necromancer's Moon, we got that shit, and that's pretty cool. So it's like, again, I'm trying to remember where we got this from, but, well, actually, no, that's not the thing we got from the previous quest, because the previous quest, we got a different book from the previous one. It was this one, the Wild Elves, because, yeah, it had a value of 80 and a weight of 1. So I actually can't remember what we got in Necromancer's Moon, but it must have been from a previous, maybe even a Dark Brotherhood questline, actually. A D's Nuts joke, Elgaso. Yeah, I could see that. Maybe we need to develop our own.
This is my mystic archives. Keep it neat, keep it quiet. No eating in the stacks.
No eating in the snacks. We need to develop our own D's Nuts setup involving Oblivion and Elder Scrolls references.
A most interesting text, is it not? We are fortunate that at least one necromancer took the time to record the information. I am unfamiliar with a shade of the revenant described within the book, but I was never one to dabble in the more, shall we say, amoral arts.
Amoral.
You may take that with you for now if you wish. The council may have use for it. Please ask them to return it quickly, as I may need it again.
Well, alrighty then. Negasta these nuts. Yeah, Negasta these nuts. Like, negats to have it. Negats to get at these nuts. I don't know. We'll have to worry about it. We'll have to work on it. I'll send it to the boys in the lab, Elgaso, and see what they can do with it. So back to the console we go. This might be a really quick quest if it was just a matter of, yeah, get that book. Because again, if it came from a necromancer's lair, lair, but I hardly even know her. If it came from a necromancer's lair that we've already cleared out, then we might have killed two birds with one stone unknowingly.
Has Tarmina been of use in gathering information about the necromancers?
I got the goods, homie. Check it.
Excellent work. I believe this will be of use to the council. I shall make sure they're made aware of its contents. I've never heard of this Shade of the Revenant. Some sort of celestial phenomenon? If that's correct, then Bothil would most likely know something about it, as the caretaker of the orrery. She should be on university grounds.
Alrighty. Go to her next then.
A
So he checks the book.
Fascinating contraption. Bothil is one of the few who understands how it works and keeps it running.
And the orrery is something that we, I think, unlocked or repaired as part of the... Oh, get this way, right? Yeah. As part of the... Well, I think one of the DLC quests, actually. Because I think this was not working by default. I think we had to turn it on. Oh, I see she's not in here. Although, while I'm here... I might give it a quick look-see. We have a new power. Yes. Segunda's magnetism. What is the power? Fortify personality, but drain luck. Sure, maybe that'll come in handy. I never use these anyway. Whoop. Ouch. So the person isn't actually in the presence of the orrery right now. They are... Oh, right here.
Greetings, Conjure.
You were right in front of me the whole time.
Something I can do for you? I've heard things, to be sure, but I don't really know anything about them. Is it true that some of our guildmates were killed? Oh, how horrible!
Any
Some
rumors?
say that Traven is misusing the power of the Archmage's position to further his personal agendas.
Dude, I cannot take this guy seriously down here. I know I'm covering part of his face. Maybe I'm sparing you, dear viewer. But that is not a face that I trust. Bottom left corner. Look at that fucking grin. It's kind of like unsettling.
Revenant.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that fucking face.
And it represents something in the heavens?
I don't know, man.
Sounds familiar. Let me think.
It's almost an emote.
Ah, yes.
Almost.
Now
Almost
I
an
remember.
emote.
Falcar was here some time ago asking about just such a thing. Said it was for research. He had a large sheaf of notes with him about it.
Sheaf.
I'm afraid I didn't have any more advice for him than I do for you. I have no point of reference. Falcar did leave this behind. I think it fell from his notes as he left. I didn't pay it much attention, but perhaps it will be of use to you.
Now, whomst was Falcar? Was he the guy that we resolved earlier on in the Mages Guild quest line, where he like outed himself as being a vampire? I'm trying to remember who he was. What's up, Master Train? An emo-worthy face. It's just strangely like unsettling. If he were staring directly at us, it would be a Kubrick stare. You know, to call back to the Kubrick conversation. But like the toothless, like slight grin is not exactly reassuring. It is unassuring.
Good day.
I'm doing well. Thank you, Master Train. I appreciate you popping in. Appreciate getting to hear from you. Yeah, nobody makes that face when they're reading. If you're making that face from something you're reading, it means you're like plotting something. Plotting a scheme. Kind of sus NGL, not gonna lie. So anyway, so we learned more about the what was it, the Revenant, the wing of the Revenant, something of the Revenant. Sabathiel gave me some notes. Let's show the notes to the dude. What do you think?
I can help.
I mean, she's right here. He could have just had this conversation with her, but sure.
So,
Shade of the Revenant.
Falcar expressed interest in this Revenant as well, and left this note behind, did he? Perhaps we should look into it for more clues. This lists several locations. The first is the Dark Fissure, which I recognize. It's a cave in the mountains, south of Cheydinhall. If there is indeed an altar there, as the note suggests, I believe this cave is directly related to the contents of the book. Go to the Dark Fissure the next time this shade occurs. Search for any connection to what we've learned and report back.
All right.
Please, be careful. Anything you find is of no use to us if you do not survive. I believe we are dealing with powerful forces here. Do not put yourself in harm's way if it can be avoided.
Okie dokie, artichokey.
Be careful.
Got it added to our marker. Said Shaden Hall, right? Yep, over here. Which we have not been to. Even though we've been to a bunch of other places around that area. Said the next time the Shade of the Revenant occurs, which is a celestial occurrence? The heavenly light. Maybe I should double check the notes then. Because they took the problem is they took the book. I think they took the book. Yeah, they took Necromancer's Moon. Shade of the Revenant is what it's called. Shade. Alright. The Shade of the Revenant, maybe? The nothing. We had a note at one point, but I think we gave the note to that dude just now. What was his name? Bothiel? There's the dead drops. The deed. Yeah, Spring Hill Jack. We can probably get rid of some of these. Yeah, so we might not have it anymore, so we might just be at the mercy of what we can remember from the book if we read it ourselves, or... Oh, here we go, note from Bothiel. Oh, no, that was from earlier. That was repairing the orrery. And then, yes, this was from Raminus. Yes, I remember that. That was all part of the Thieves Guild questline. Ramblings. Yes, I remember that one. It's a summon quest. Yeah, so I don't think we have this anymore. So it says to look for the glowing lights. Heavenly lights mentioned in the Necromancer's book at around this particular time. Yeah, so hopefully I'll know that when I see it. I don't know if it's something I've seen before. Unless it's referring to...
What do you need, champion?
Like in... I don't know if it happens in this game. I know in Morrowind you would sometimes get to see the equivalent of the Northern Lights. Maybe I should just go there now and see... Maybe I should just like warp over this way now. And see like if there's a thing I can observe nowadays. Or if I need to... Oh, the game's just crashed. Or if I need to be choosy about when I choose to try it. The game decided to crash though, so let's relaunch. Relaunch. Alright, launching the game now. That is the third crash, or... second crash. That's the second crash of the night. It's easy to get it mixed up and lose track. It did autosave before we tried to fast travel. So yeah, so hopefully we'll know these glowing lights when we see them, but maybe it'll be more obvious when we get to this place. Looks like it's actually up, maybe. Just got a Skyrim. I know we're playing Oblivion, but we're Skyrimming up the hill. Actually, I guess there's stairs over here, aren't there? Oh, well, there were, but now they just ended right here. Okay, is that too steep? Just barely. Oh, there we go. We got it. Yeah, it's just. This is an awkward positioning kind of thing. Let's keep going in this route, and then we'll kind of circle around. There we go. That might just be it. Skyrim horsing. Yeah, it's not necessarily only for Skyrim, but it was, for a lot of people, popularized via Skyrim. I mean, I've done shit like this in Morrowind too, for that matter, so it definitely predates that game. And this one for that matter, but yeah, most of us know it as a Skyrim activity. Yeah, just Elder Scrolls, yes, the infamous mountain climbing. Or just large hill, awkward angling, awkward, just scaling, like, very, very sharp, and steep hills, more or less. Something similar in Pokemon, fantastic. Hatch. Yeah, it's good to know that exists in Pokemon as well. That makes me happy. What happened here? There's a zombie that fell to its death, apparently. Not sure how that happened. And of course, here's the altar. Are the lights glowing? I mean, it's like kind of pretty and looks cool, but I don't know if it's glowy necessarily. Yeah, zombinos everywhere. So this is the altar. Do I place something there? Or does something appear here? Torches. Yeah, so I think we don't have the glowing lights right now. I'm hoping I'll know when I see it. As yeah, it's like it's a fairly clear night right now, but maybe I need to look up. Maybe I should have read the full text then about this celestial pattern that's supposed to happen. Shade of the Revenant, yeah. Piece of paper for Falcar drop. Yeah, and I didn't read it. I probably should have read it, but I didn't realize it was going to be removed from my person. What's up, Puzzle? Yeah, or I'm sorry, that was Destiny. Yeah, who pointed out that we just dropped it down the wall. Now, since the zombie was stuck up on the top anyway, bring it down with us. So yeah, south of Chadenhall. Next time this thing occurs, be on the lookout for the heavenly lights mentioned. So I think what I'm gonna do, I don't think it's happening now. It's probably gonna be at nighttime. Right now it's 10 o'clock. Let's go forward in like 3 hours. Could you Google it? I might take you up on that, Destiny. Let's do this. Let's like power through it a couple times, because it might not happen tonight. Let's do another 3 hours. Because it's presumably only going to be at nighttime. Let's go forward by 4 a.m. Let's say 16 hours. The guidebook. Oh, very nice, Destiny. Just from years of dutiful use and of course, just, you know, when books get old, they start falling apart a little bit. There's a glowy light right there, but that's just a big star. Well, that's like exciting enough. Unless, am I supposed to go in, or do I just use the altar? Find the dark fissure. I can go inside. Oh. There's peoples. Oh, except there are people I can talk to? You're not gonna try to murder me instantly? Worm Anchorite.
You will not stop us. The Order of the Black Worm will consume all in its path. Well, look who we've got here.
We were chill for a second, bro. What the hell? Summons a skeleton and runs the fuck away. Why are you running? Why are you running? you gonna do anything? Oh, they are gonna do something. Okay. For a minute there, I was like, are they just gonna not fight me? They are gonna fight me, just not very well. You're very fast. Whoa! Strength bracelet. Hell yeah, Jay. That's what I like to hear. That's how you do it. Blech. Taking a nap. You know. Little nappy poo. You know how it is. Ouch. Oh, I think she got blasted by her own homie, because I didn't hit her for that much, but that lightning fucked her up. Getting tired? Well, my stamina is a little bit low. I did take a very nice power nap just now, though. I was out for like a whole 10 seconds. Hello, Necromancer. That's his last name. John Necromancer. Gotta charge my weapon. I do have the, yeah, I do have the implements for charging. I tend to neglect weapon charges just because it's like, oh, I do enough damage, it's fine. But yeah, it would be a nice thing to have for some spicier encounters. So I don't know if I was supposed to go in, but I done did it. I went in. Wonder if they will have like intel on this thing. There's a handwritten note. We'll peep that in a second. What was that? All the potions? It was. Handwritten note. Sock it to me. Also, I gotta repair stuff. Grand soul gems in the altar. Strike the altar with your soul trap magic. Soul gems will become instruments of... Oh, okay, that's how you make a... I guess a black soul gem, then. The ebony mace. The problem with, like, a lot of the ebony stuff and, like, Daedric stuff is that they're very heavy, so I usually don't take them for selling things. I have the capacity for them, but it's like, eh. You can tell I have a lot of money, but I don't know if I necessarily need to min-max further. So, grand soul gems in the altar. Pray for his blessings and strike with soul trap magic. That will do the trick. Allegedly. Allegedly, that'll do the trick. So we found evidence of the... Okay, yeah. So, again, I guess we didn't need the heavenly lights then, because it let us right in. Maybe it just means go there at nighttime then. So we have what we need. I don't know if we necessarily need to make the soul gems happen right now. The black soul gems happen right now. But now we know how it is done. Which is good. Duplicate items. Is there like an in-game strat for duping things? Or does it require like a mod or a plugin to be installed? There's a scroll glitch. Interesting. I don't think I know about this. I'm not terribly surprised that, yeah, there's exploits for stuff like that. But yeah, I've never heard of it before. Or Happy's sleepy zombie friends taking little naps on very comfy pieces of rope. So comfy. Anything else in here? We chased like a bunch of dudes on the way down. Because they were running away from us, but they still wanted to fight us, so it was very confusing. Mixed signals. Oh, look at this. I'm being sneakies. I'm a sneaky boys. Sneak attack. Sneak attack. So cool. Of course, these are necromancers, so they're pretty squishy. Not particularly chonky or beefy. Nor beefy. Flip a bunch of scrolls. Drop the item you want to dupe. Oh, is that it? That's all you need to do? Wow, that's super easy. I thought it'd be more involved. I was thinking, like, do you remember back in Diablo... Well, okay, now I'm gonna date myself. But Diablo 1 on PC, there was the duping strat in Diablo 1. Where, yeah, super easy. The duping strat for Diablo 1 took some timing. Where you would... Let me think about this. You would drop an item on the ground. The item that you wanted to dupe. You would drop it on the ground. and then you would have a potion on your like health bar, on your belt, potion on your belt. And what you do is you would walk to the item that's on the ground with intention to pick it up. Like, you'd click on the item, so your character walks to it, and what you would do is you would click the item, like a potion in your belt, at the exact same frame, the exact same time when the item was added to your inventory. And if you add them at the exact same time, the item remains on the ground, but a new item is added into your hand, and that is the duplicated item. So you basically are like transmuting a potion into this extra item. So as a result, playing Diablo 1 online was like was rampant with hacked and duped items. Like, you would get staffs that are like overcharged with spells that the player was not allowed to get in the game, but was in the game. Like like Staff of the Apocalypse was, I think, the big one. So you could get spells that monsters got in the game, but the player character was not expected to get. So yeah, it was a good time. Diablo 1 was my favorite. Still is my favorite of that series. I mean, Diablo 2 is like probably the better game by most definitions, but I'm a Diablo 1 lad through and through. GTA glitches? Oh gosh. You mean like GTA Online or like the older games? Because I've only played 3 and basically I've only played the PS2 era games and a bit of GTA 4, but not much. The duping strategy. That's exactly it. Yeah, because you could get a pile of money and dupe the pile of money over and over again and just get gigantic piles of 5,000 gold each. So it's pretty ridiculous. Oh, GTA Online. So yeah, it's one thing if it's instant astral vapors, by the way. Instant astral vape. But yeah, it's one thing then if it's alright, I'm supposed to do sneak attacks for these. There we go. Yeah, it's one thing if it's like a single player thing, but if it's a multiplayer deal and you're screwing people over with glitches, then yeah, that's a whole nother thing. I mean, the example I gave, this was a problem in multiplayer Diablo 1 as well as single player Diablo 1, but that was like back in the late 90s, so I can kind of forgive it at least. Duping cars? Good Christ, that's awesome. I've never heard of this, but I do not doubt any of it. I think I saw there's a figure, a hooded figure in the distance. Oops. Garage full of fully modded cars. That's awesome. They did fix it. Yeah. So it didn't. Yeah. Well, yeah. I guess I shouldn't say it's like not necessarily screwing people over, but like, screwing up like the economy of the game, because that's what happened with Diablo 1. I don't know how it is now. Maybe it's fixed, but like way back in the day, this was kind of just what inevitably happened. Is that it? Like the economy of items became pretty silly. The online game, but yeah, if they fixed it like pretty soon, Destiny, then I bet it probably wasn't too long lasting of an issue. So this is like the big baddie. Are we gonna one-shot his ass? Yep. He's the big baddie. He's so big and scary and cool, and we fucked his shit up with a single bound. The WoW economy. Oh, well, yeah. If you want to talk about fucked economies, we can talk about World of Warcraft. We can talk about Diablo 3 with the real money auction house. That was the whole debacle. That was just a mess. So yeah, there are instances absolutely of like long-lasting damage done to a game's economy because of hacking or just in the case of the Diablo 3 auction house, just a bad idea. The GTA Online economy is already bullshit. Maybe it's just how it goes, honestly. The servers are struggling right now. Really? That's kind of surprising. Retail or classic? Because I would assume... Actually, I'm gonna sleep. We haven't leveled up in a minute. I would assume that either one wouldn't... Well, maybe classic would be a little bit silly just because... Endurance and +4 is pretty compelling. We'll do that. And agility. But yeah, I would assume classic, maybe a little bit with classic, just because they're like adding new updates and whatnot. 31, by the way. Earned every ounce of your success. I'm a self-made man. Retail. Oh, interesting. Was there like a big update recently? The DF pre-patch. Oh, okay, okay. So just a lot of crashing. Too much activity. Too much action. Is that the Sarlacc pit down there? I don't see him, but... I don't know if we needed to kill that guy. I feel like we didn't need to do any of this, but I done did it. We killed a zombie that was locked up in this one specific door. Doa. Elden Ring 1.0. Really? Activate more than one spell of... Oh, Jesus. It would tell... Oh, would it teleport you to like a debug zone or something? That's kind of... That's cool, but probably like spooky. Oh, UI latent trees. Interesting. Or talent trees, rather. It's just too many. It's just too many people. Oh, okay. So they just weren't ready for like this many players then. I mean, WoW is... It's just always popular. I guess that's what makes it like hard to predict. I mean, of course, yeah, it's not at the heyday like it was. You know, it's not. The player count will probably never get to the point where that it was back at like the peak, but still, it's still like relatively popping. So yeah, I guess that's the thing. Like, can they ever plan to be at that capacity again? Probably not. So they probably scale it down. Ooh, buddy, that's a lot of strawberry jam. So yeah, when a new update comes out that like brings in a lot of people, a lot of old school gamers, and it's like, oh god, we were not ready for this. We were thinking a small influx, but not a big influx. What the fuck? Found all the strawberry jam. I used the cell key. I wonder if World of Warcraft would ever go away, you know? Because the game is still, after all these years, still popular, relatively, you know, relative to other games, so it's still pretty popular. I mean, EverQuest 1, I think, eventually went offline. Asheron's Call, like a bunch of old school ones have gone away, but... Like, I wonder if there would ever be like a reason for Blizzard to take it offline. I guess if they did a World of Warcraft 2, maybe, but... I have a hard time seeing it ever, like... dying down enough. Like, sure, getting relatively quiet, but still, its relative low season, I think, is still pretty hopping. Oh boy, you have liches in here? Liches and bitches is what I say. I don't say that, but I'm saying it now. How did you not die to that hit? Oh, it's because that other buddy took the hit for you. Fuck you, another lich. In fact, these guys are the chumpiest. I'm being silenced. Ouch. Why won't you die, she says, while she is far away from me. Maybe they're casting spells, I don't know. Ouch. Whoa! I fell down. Just taking a little nap. You know how it is. Oh, they hit me with... Oh, they hit me with fucking burden. Hit me with the blordens. So I'm going to do... I think a light and load is the big one. Let's do that one. That one's the big one. I can move. It's a miracle. I can walk again. Oh, get out of here. Don't cock block me. It's really just, he's a skeleton, so he's not really cock blocking me. He's more boner blocking me. It's much less weird if I call it that. Ouch. He's dead. And you're next. I would say like you're next, worm, but these guys like worship the worms. You might take that as a compliment. I don't want to give the wrong idea. Well, you're stuck. Doesn't feel so nice, does it, fam? Ouch. Just hit me with the old razzle dazzle that time. Not exactly a debug zone. Just, oh, just outside the map. Gotcha. Okay, yeah. It saves on fast travel. Oh no, Jim, that's awful. That sounds rough. It's a good expansion, but the pre-patch is, oh, that's not good, Destiny. Maybe move engines. Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe like just migrate. A big migration or something. Unreal, that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, it's probably an pretty old engine by today's standards then. Don't want to keep it up. Yeah, that's a good point. I guess like maybe that's it. Maybe if there was ever anything to like push it out the door, it would be from technical stuff like that. Because yeah, it gets harder to maintain as you get an engine that gets older. And like you need more specialized developers who are familiar with older frameworks, older technologies, which gets harder to do. Like there's software companies and technology companies that still use stuff that was built with COBOL or Fortran, and good luck finding a college grad that has any experience with those old ass languages. So I'd imagine game dev probably has similar problems. So yeah, maybe like if there was ever a time for them to, I don't know if they would kill it necessarily, but like, yeah, if they were thinking, well, it costs this much money to move this product to this newer engine, and it generates this much money per month or per year. And if those numbers are too far apart, if it generates too little money to make it worth it, then maybe that is when they would make the call. We'll see. That probably won't happen for a while, I'm guessing, or won't get that desperate at least. So connected when they change one thing. Yeah, that's just how it goes sometimes. Game development, at least per my understanding, in a nutshell, for better for worse, is just kind of how it goes, especially with older games. It's an unfortunate reality. Oh, really, Jay? They're looking for COBOL developers. Yeah, because those people retire, right? That's how it is. My first job out of college, I was the only .NET developer on a team full of COBOL developers. And boy howdy, I will tell you that COBOL developers will talk your ear off about how they can't understand these kids who love Java and C# and Python. They just don't get it because COBOL is the perfect language. It's so easy to understand. They're full of shit, by the way. But yeah, they like... COBOL developers are a different breed. But they're a mandatory breed. They're one we need around because there is a lot of old systems that still use it that they need to maintain or need to be able to maintain. So it is a necessary, but like dwindling skill set, but still a necessary one. Ran every service industry. Yeah, exactly. It's so important. But the problem with COBOL, well, or at least my problem with like COBOL developers at least, is that they extol the virtues of how it's so easy to read. It's like a sentence. It has a period at the end, mark the end of a statement. It's practically like reading English. It's so easy. But then yes, you can say that, but then you get into the syntax of it, and it is a lot more involved than it's just like a sentence. And let's be honest, English is a weird fucking language, all right? So if we're trying to say, oh, it's as simple as English, English is a fucking language. So I don't think that's a very good basis for a development language or software language. So, what's going on? Are we gonna crash? Oh shit, when was the last time I saved?